And we're live by the power invested in the Lord because it is thunderstorming, it is raining, and we have Spectrum Internet. We don't know how long we're going to be on this stream, but we are here. We're live. It's Lewis. It's Daniel. It's the Get Back. Um, and happy July 4th weekend to everybody. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed your July 4th just as much as me and Daniel did, and the rest of the Get Back crew. So, Daniel, talk about July 4th really quickly, how great it was.
Yeah, happy July 4th to everybody. Um, July 4th weekend, America 250. Hopefully, we don't stay frozen. Hopefully, nothing bad happens. Um, but yeah, it was fun. It was fun. We all got together at my aunt's house here in the beautiful borough, Staten Island, the Staten Island borough. Um, but yeah, we're at my aunt's house. It was hot, very hot. It was bad. It was bad. Um, but my aunt thankfully has a pool. We went in the pool. Pool was great. Food was great.
It's a lifesaver.
Great to be around, family and friends. There's no better way to celebrate, independence and with the people who you're closest to and who you're with. Um, Great fireworks display as well. And yeah, just an overall fun time. I hope you guys, extending to Jess and Lewis and the extended Get Back crew, you all had a great time. You all had a lot of fun. It's a bit of a journey out here, and it was a bit of a rainy affair. So, hope everything went well. You guys had a good time, good relaxing time. But yeah, no, it was great. It was drinks being slung around, family around, people were shirtless. It was great.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
so
It was too
hope you
hot to
guys
have
had
a
a great
shirt on.
time.
I mean, listen,
It was yeah,
it was 100 fucking degrees. It's too hot to have a damn shirt on. Literally, that pool was a lifesaver. I believe I spent at least a couple hours in there.
right.
You needed to. Like once you got there, you're sweating bullets. It's like a 95 plus degrees. Yeah, just get in the water. That's probably the smartest thing to do. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Super smart. Okay. Um, but speaking of weekends, next weekend, July 11th. I don't know where. I think it's in Las Vegas. Conor
Definitely Las
McGregor
Vegas.
is coming back. Finally, the most anticipated return in all of sports is finally happening. Conor McGregor will be taking on Max Holloway the second time in their career this upcoming Saturday, July 11th on Paramount.
On Paramount
On
Plus.
fucking Paramount Plus. Let me tell you. And
You don't gotta pay $70 for that shit.
you got to pay $8 a month. You got it? All right. But overall, I'm very excited about this event. It's honestly, it's Conor McGregor. Literally, it's
Right.
Conor McGregor. It's Conor McGregor and Max Holloway too, but it's mostly just Conor McGregor. I mean, he is one of the he was one of the best fighters ever, and he's also somebody in the UFC who drives a lot of attention to the company. Whenever he fights, people care, and people are gonna care a lot. Okay, and we're just gonna run over our predictions here. But Daniel, what do you feel, or how do you feel about this upcoming matchup with Conor McGregor and Max Holloway? How do you feel?
Yeah. I mean, I agreeing with everything you just said. This is a Conor McGregor card. This is a massive card for Conor McGregor. Um, because he's on it. Mac Holloway too is a great fighter. So it's going to be an absolute brawl between the two of them. It's been what 8 years since Conor last fought in the UFC. If I'm wrong in that, I'm not sure. But it's been a minute. He's had some other ventures that have been successful. He was his best self as a UFC fighter. And when he was fighting, they were electric and fun and genuinely some of the one of the best eras in MMA when he was as a double champ and as a champ regardless. Like it was massive when he was on it. Um, and it took a long time to get him back. Um, took a long time to get him back. So we'll see how good he can still be. It's a long layoff for a fighter, right? Especially a UFC fighter. I mean, like, people maybe take a year off, year and a half. McGregor took a good amount of time for personal, legal, and other reasons. So there's a lot of question marks going into this fight. Max Holloway is a relatively fresh fighter. He's looking to get back into the UFC ranks and looking to get back into the limelight again. As mentioned, it's the second fight with McGregor. Maybe.
Oh no. The first stoppage. The first stoppage of the night, chat. And we got cooked by the rainstorm for the first time. No. So yeah, the rainstorm took Daniel out, but we're still here. We're still here live. I will give my opinion on the upcoming fight this weekend between Conor McGregor and Max Holloway. You want to say Max Holloway takes it. You want to say that Max Holloway is going to be able to just do some really solid work. You want to say that Max Holloway is just going to absolutely pummel Conor McGregor. And while all those things can be true, Conor McGregor coming in fresh after 5+ years, hasn't taken really any damage in the last 5 years. He's been healing injuries. And Daniel's back. There he goes.
All right, that was the first crash of the
Number
night.
one.
First crash of the night. We're so here.
Number one.
We're so here.
I took over the reins. I was quick with it. I was like, you know what? Took him out, but I'll give my opinion. So continue on, Daniel.
No, I mean, I think overall it's an interesting fight to predict, right? Because Max Holloway's fresh. You know, he's coming off. Did he win his last fight? I forget. I think he lost it, right?
I believe so.
Or am I wrong?
I believe he lost.
Right,
fight.
he just lost his last fight.
Yeah.
But he did fight recently. McGregor obviously hasn't fought in a long time. So you want to kind of say there's an edge with Holloway, right? Clearly, he's the more fresher fighter. He's been hit, you know, the earliest, as weird as that sounds. McGregor really hasn't been hit, even when he was been away. He's done some celebrity boxing stuff and boxing in general, but he hasn't been fighting, you know, so you don't really know what kind of shape he's in. And Lewis, you know, I know, you get gassed really fast in that first round. So, but the thing with McGregor, he's a quick fighter. You know, he's got great power. He can end fights really quickly. He does like to go distance in his fights. So it's a question of A, how much power does McGregor have, and B, does he have the stamina to keep it up? And Max Holloway has a chin. He could take a punch or two. So like, you want to say pedigree, you want to lean McGregor, but you also aren't sure. So the safer bet is Holloway right now, right? So, but aura tells you to go with McGregor. Brains tells you to go with Holloway, right? But I think the longer this fight goes, the more it benefits Max, and I think Max will draw this fight out. I think that's why he'll kind of get the edge and the advantage, because I think this goes beyond the first round. I think maybe it goes to the second, maybe even the third. I don't think either one of them gets knocked out. They'll get knocked down. But I do think this fight goes the distance, and that because it goes the distance, the judges will favor Holloway because he'll look more fresher. I just don't see Conor having the gas tank to go 15 minutes right now. Not saying he can't do it eventually, but right now I just don't see it happening. So I'm going to say Holloway by decision.
Yeah, I agree with the gas tank part. It's a 5-round fight, so he would have to go 25 minutes. So if you don't think he can go 15, shit, he definitely can't go 25. I think
Also, right, it's the main event. Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
We've seen Conor McGregor go the distance once in his fight. and it was against Nate Diaz the second time. And, he looked a little gassed in the middle rounds, and then he kind of caught a second win at the end. So that's kind of like, if you're picking Conor McGregor to win, you're kind of banking on him, maybe stealing the first round because he's quick and sharp and fast and accurate. And then, Max Holloway picks it up and starts putting some mustard on him like he's a hot dog. And then Conor McGregor, maybe turning it back around, making it an even fight. Close rounds. Who's landing more? Who's landing harder? You know what I mean? That type of fight. I don't think Max Holloway is going to get chinned at all. I don't think Max Holloway is going to be doing the chinning. I think this is going to be a Max Holloway good performance. But also it's going to be like a Conor McGregor good performance. But I think Max Holloway is going to get the job done. Because he's just a better fighter. He's the more active fighter. He's still really good. I haven't seen Conor in 5 years. I'm not picking Conor. I haven't seen him in 5 years.
Right.
Sorry. I can't do it. Like, if I'm a betting man, I'm not picking Conor. You're just not. He does have that ability to get a knockout in the first round, but will he, though? Will he smash leg kicks? I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do. Right? He could be Conor of old, but he's also like 37. He's old.
This is the thing. He has a 4 to 5 years. What's the game plan?
Left hand.
He may shoot a takedown. Who knows?
This is the game plan. I'll tell you right now. Southpaw, left hand, left straight, leg kicks, freaky ass weird kicks in the beginning, and leg kick and left hand. That's his game plan. That's always been his game plan. That's who he is as a fighter. He'll keep his hands down. He'll paw at the lead hand. But don't get it twisted. Max Holloway has to be wary when he's trying to come forward on Conor because he can't get cracked. Like Conor McGregor, one thing about Conor is that his head movement and his footwork are impressive. Not in the fact that he's like doing some like freaky shit, like but like just his positioning. He doesn't move so far back. He moves just enough just to be out of range, just enough to skid past the nose. And then boom, he's right there with his left hand. Or his footwork, the way he positions, he plods forward. He doesn't waste movement, right? So if I'm Max Holloway, this guy's going to be right in front of you for the most part. But that it's going to be tough to hit him. So you really got to be safe when you're trying to go forward on Conor. Because if he slips your right hand into his left hand, and you're not ready, you're not expecting it, you could get caught and cracked bad. Because one thing also about Conor McGregor, he has big hands for his size. Like, he's like a 5'7" guy. Like, he's not a tall guy, but his hands are massively huge for a guy that's 5'7". So that's probably why he knocks so many people out, because his hands are just big. He could get more force, I guess. But I'm going Max Holloway, obviously. I think in the 3rd, 4th, 5th rounds, when we need Max Holloway to show up, he's going to show up and put some mustard on Conor, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be a nice back-and-forth fight with both guys having some good moments. But ultimately, I think Max Holloway is going to get the job done via decision. Yeah, but both guys are probably going to look good. I don't, and also I think they might have like a gentleman's agreement where they're like, all right, I'm not going to like take your head off completely. You know what I mean? All right, Max, don't beat my ass too bad. Don't make me look bad. They probably have respect for each other. They talk shit in the media, but that's just media. So I think both guys go to the distance and they shake hands afterwards, be like, Max is a great fighter. Like all that type of stuff. So, yeah, that's my opinion.
Listen, it's going to be fun, the return of McGregor press conferences. When the UFC was most lit was the McGregor press conference, so that's going to be great.
Man, they need to go back to that shit, bro, because those press conferences, those quotes, they still live on to this day. The press tour that he went on when he was about to fight Jose Aldo for the featherweight title was some of the greatest cinematic performances in press conference history. Because he was just sitting there with his feet up, kicked up. I own Rio de Janeiro. All of you are my people. That's right. And they can't understand a lick that he's saying, bro. Jose Aldo had to have a translating thing in his ear to hear, bro. He didn't even understand him. He got it off a delay, bro. He heard Connor off the delay and then got pissed 10 seconds later because of what he said. So yeah, I the Connor press conference, that's gonna be the most watched press conference in the last however many fucking years since the last one. It's gonna be millions of people are gonna watch that. It's gonna be great.
Right.
And this is just great for the sport. You know what I mean? Like who does it? Like, this is just hype. This is great. Haven't felt this way in a minute. It's been a hot minute. I mean, since the White House card just happened, so that was hype. But that's the White House card. Of course you're gonna get hype. They're fighting right in front of the fucking Oval Office. Of course you're gonna get hype.
Right.
This is just regular schmegular Las Vegas, T-Mobile Arena. This is what it's about. This is nice. I like this.
And overall, the card is also really good.
Oh, it's stacked.
Like it's a fun card. Like Benoit Saint Denis, Pat Hamilton, Nicole Maine. That's a tough. Is it a tough fight to predict?
A little bit. A little bit, because Benoit could crack.
He could crack hard,
and
he's
Patty
been
could
untouched.
get hit.
And Patty's a dumb fighter. A la last fight.
Benoit could get cracked too, but he's just so tough. His nickname is God of War.
God of War. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Like how do you hurt this guy? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, what do you do? Right? You got Corey Sandhagen, Mario Bautista. Right? You got Brandon Royval, Loner Kavanaugh, King Green, and Terrence McKinney. That's going to be a fun fight to open up the main card. Robert Whittaker making his light heavyweight debut. Gable Stevenson making his UFC debut. Luke Riley on the prelims as well. Right? You got a lot. Oh my gosh. And you got Cody Garbrandt versus Adrian Yanez. That's a sleeper fight. Don't get it twisted, chat. That's a good fight. And you just got a lot of good, solid fights on this card. Really I feel like this is going to be a nice, fun, action-packed card. Good job, Dana. You fucking did it. Good for you.
You did it. He's having a good run as of late.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to not have a good run when you just had UFC 250. Like, if you didn't have a good run, I'd be pissed. You know what I mean? Are they blowing fireworks out my fucking window? What is going on, son? Yo,
that
was the second. You crashed again?
I crashed again.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. I gotta.
All I heard was fireworks out my window.
This is the second one? 1, 2. There you go. Every time. Oh shit. Alright, we're good. But yeah, those are my predictions. I'm going Max Holloway. Round 5. Huh? What? Decision.
Going the distance. Decision.
Round 5 decision.
Connor's gonna quit on the stool. Okay.
The fight's over. He's like, no, I can't go. He's like, Connor, the fight's over. He's like, no, I can't do it.
Oh yeah, I agree. Holloway by decision. Fun fight though. Holloway by decision.
Very fun fight. Now, do we want to get into the National Basketball Association, Daniel?
Yeah, because this is what the fuck is going on in the NBA? What is happening in the NBA this offseason? We haven't even hit we barely hit free agency.
Yeah.
And we have some crazy trades. We have a really big story to tell. So Lewis, where do you want to start?
I think we could just start by just going over pretty much the majority of these teams, right? And every free agency deal, extension, and trade for them. Right? But some of these teams, they really didn't do too much moves that really don't need any press. But we'll just go over it. We'll glaze over it like a donut from Krispy Kreme. So the Atlanta Hawks, we'll just start from A to Z. The Atlanta Hawks, CJ McCollum's back. Jock Landau is back on one-year deals. They got Aaron Wiggins via trade and Devin Carter via trade. I know what a lot of people are going to say. Who? But Devin Carter was, I think, a lottery pick like 3 years ago. So,
right.
I don't know. And Aaron Wiggins was on the Thunder. He helped. He's a champion. He's a champion, mind you.
The champion.
He's a champion. He is a champion.
He is a champion.
Now we're going to the Boston Celtics here, and they have one big move.
That's a big one right there at the bottom.
Actually, yeah, they have a couple big moves. We'll get to those big moves, okay? But this move is what we're going to talk about right now. It's Mitchell Robinson. Former center of the New York Knicks, the longest tenured Knick to win the championship on that championship team, just happened last month. And now he is off to Boston. He's staying on the East Coast, but he's going to the green and white on a 3-year deal worth $47.4 million, serving a very key role, right? The backup center role for Karl Anthony Towns on the New York Knicks. Was the longest tenured Knick at that time. And he had clutch rebounds, clutch defensive moments. When he, his free throws were abysmal, but when he made one, we cheered. It was great. He was a great piece on that bench and a really, really solid role player for the Knicks. So he gets his payday, he gets his money, but it sucks that it's with Boston. I'm sorry. Am I the only one?
No, you're not. You're not. But I'll say this. Mitch has been, obviously the longest tenured, like you said. He's been through the rough shit that this team went through, was really the only one who went through it. Early on in his career was a bit of not a headache, but there were times where, he would go on Snapchat and say, I'm not getting the ball enough, and then delete it a minute later, and the next game he'd get the ball. But to his credit, Mitch would have his outburst. He would shut up, and he wouldn't cause a problem. He'd do his job. So I will give him credit for that. Mitch has his outburst, and he's kind of an outspoken player with the Knicks team. But when push came to shove, he shut up and did his job. He took a massive pay cut the first time around. He took a backup role to Karl Anthony Towns when the Knicks traded for him. So, he's had to cut back a lot to get to where the Knicks needed to get to. So he was a big part of that roster, a big part of that team, and a very elite defensive center who could score a little bit and rebound at an elite level. So the Knicks just did not have the money to pay him what he deserved and what he was going to get from other teams. He would have to take another massive pay cut, which we could all agree he wasn't going to do. And the Knicks, who we'll get to later, got a relatively similar center on a much cheaper deal, so it makes a lot of sense in that regard. But Mitch Robinson's, is a great center. He'll probably start for the Celtics, which is probably that's his decision too, because he wants to start. He wants to be a starting center, which I think he has full right to do and full access to do. He got his money. He got his bag. Good for him. You pick Boston. That's not fun.
That hurts.
It hurts a little. It hurts to lose him. Hurts a little bit more that he goes to Boston. So it's whatever. I'm not mad that he left. I'm a little mad he went to Boston, but I understand his reasoning and I'm not mad at his reasoning. Wanted to start, wanted to get money, wanted to stay on the East Coast.
Fair.
I find it hard to believe there were different options other than Boston, but he chose Boston.
Yes, he did.
We'll live with it. So good for him, and we'll see how it works out for Boston because they need all the help they can get right now.
Yeah. They signed Mike Conley.
Cute.
They got this guy named Paul George. Wait, what? Paul George. Daniel. Wait. Paul George. I thought. Wait a second. Paul George wasn't on the Celtics. He was on the 76ers, was he not? How did he get here? Hold on, guys. Oh. What? The Sixers to acquire Jaylen Brown from the Celtics. What?
So this happened.
What?
So this happened. So last week we talked about the Jaylen Brown situation and how, we kind of figured that Jaylen Brown needed to go because you. So, and we hypothesized, another superstar coming back. You need to get some type of a decent haul for him. Because again, Jaylen Brown, for all intents and purposes, is an elite scorer in the NBA. Is an all-star, is an NBA champion, is one of the highest-paid players for a reason. Who, when Jason Tatum went down, carried Boston to the 2 seed. So Jaylen Brown's an elite talent. Let's not get that twisted.
This is it, Paul George.
And so they trade Jaylen Brown to the Boston Celtics for 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, and Paul George, a 39-year-old Paul George, for 27-year-old Jaylen Brown, or something around that range.
I think he's like 28, 29.
28. So
crazy.
I'll give
this is criminal. Okay, I was at work when this shit dropped. Let me tell you right now, I was dumbfounded then, dumbfounded now. What the f are you doing, Boston? You are a bunch of, I don't know what kind of doobies Brad Stevens was smoking. I don't know what kind of pills or things that I don't want to insinuate anything, but Brad Stevens had to have been high to make this decision. I'm sorry. This is literally, you only get Paul George, the only player back. You get 2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks. No one cares, right? Like, so you get first-round picks from a team that's going to be good in 2028, and that's going to be good in 2031 because Jaylen Brown's probably going to sign an extension there anyway. So those picks mean nothing. Now, the picks always mean something. You could always find value late in the draft. Late in the first round, there's always some value. Shut up. Okay, we're not talking about this. If it's not going to be lottery, we don't give a fuck. And why is that? You telling me that the Boston Celtics saw a 2031 Philly first-round pick with Jaylen Brown potentially signing an extension and still getting, and Maxey still being there and Edgecombe still being there, and they're like, that pick's going to be good. No, the fuck they didn't. No, it's not. It's not going to be good because the Philly's going to be fucking spectacular. They're going to be great. What are we talking about? And a 2028 first-round pick, by who? Means nothing. Doesn't matter. You got Paul George, 10 years plus older, objectively worse. You get rid of his contract. That's the only bright side. You get Jaylen Brown, who's getting paid the fucking more. So fuck the contracts. I get it. You get the better player. But if we're just talking contracts, Jaylen Brown's making more money. So you knew you were going to get the guy with more money. So fucking contracts doesn't mean anything either. So Boston, you traded Jaylen Brown, which I think it was a bad decision. I would have tried to keep Jaylen Brown for as long as I possibly humanly can. Just to get back Paul George. We couldn't get like a Miles Bridges or something. Like if we're gonna get back like a mediocre-ish player who has good upside, at least get somebody who's young enough to like still flourish in this league. You know what I'm trying to say, Daniel? You picking up what I'm putting down here? Like, you get somebody who could fucking make a difference for you in the future. Paul George is a Band-Aid on a fucking stab wound. Doesn't do much. Let me fucking tell you. It's ridiculous. I still hate this move. I will never understand it. The Luka trade is number 1 for fucking absurdity that's happened in the NBA recently, and then it's this trade. Because what the fuck? First off, you tried to get Giannis, ain't fucking work. Second off, you try to get somebody else, ain't work. And then Jaylen Brown, he talks too much in the media, whatever. I don't care. He's phenomenal. You make it fucking work. You just want a chip a couple years ago. Who are you going to get? If you try to get Giannis, okay, cool. You got Giannis. I think Giannis is better than Jaylen Brown. Paul George, and how you go from Giannis talks to Paul George talks blows my fucking mind. Blows my mind. It's ridiculous. Like, was Jaylen Brown that much of a headache that you were like, all right, fine, Paul George and 2 first-round picks, who cares? Was that really was Jaylen Brown that much of a headache? I find it hard to fucking believe. Okay, I just do. So Jaylen Brown is now a 76er, and now that team has Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, Joel Embiid, and Jaylen Brown. Yeah, that team's gonna be top 4 in the East, easy. What are we? And also, you traded him in the East. You got to see this motherfucker 4 times a year now. What's up? What's with it? Do you insanity? I don't know what the fuck. But Daniel, can you try to rationalize what the fuck Boston was thinking here?
I mean, I could try.
Please try, please.
I don't see it. I mean, I agree with mostly everything you said. I think I don't understand this from Boston. I don't understand this from their perspective. The value of trading Jaylen Brown for Paul George in 2 firsts and 2 seconds. Let's say hypothetically the trade was going to Philly. If you look at Philly's roster, there's not much. But still, even if I could see a Joel Embiid going back, because that would make sense. They need a center. They need a scorer. That makes sense. I can see VJ Edgecombe being part of the deal, right? Because that makes sense. You get a superstar now for a future superstar down the line. You can't pay Edgecombe and Maxey and Embiid together, right? That makes sense to me. Paul George being the only piece going back to Boston just does it. That to me just doesn't work, right? So automatically, I'm very confused by Boston in their offseason. And then I'm hearing reports that, they feel Derek White can take that next step.
They said Peyton Pritchard could take a Jalen Brunson-like step.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of got to laugh at that, right? It's like, I don't... Peyton Pritchard and Derek White are good players. Are they Jaylen Brown right now? No. Sam Hauser's a good young player. Is he going to be the guy? No. And you still got a center problem because Mitchell Robinson ain't all that scoring-wise. So you're telling me that you traded one of the best scorers on your team for Paul George? And you only got back Paul George? The math's not mathing here. And now Jason Tatum's on an island. Jason Tatum's great. But he's coming off a major Achilles injury. You don't know if he's going to be the same player, right? You're looking at Derek White. You're looking at Peyton Pritchard. And could they take the next step? Maybe. But and there's a team that's going to do it. It would be the Celtics. But I don't see how it all works. And now you're getting rid of Jaylen Brown because you feel like, oh, he's going to cause a problem during the season. Is he? Will he? I don't think Jaylen Brown's that type of player. Not now. I think him and Tatum together still want to win. And now you're adding... It still was a great pair. It's a good duo. So I just don't see the benefit in breaking that up for Paul George. When you could have got... okay, say Joel Embiid was too pricey. You could trade Derek White. You could trade Peyton Pritchard. You could trade Sam Hauser if the value needed to be upped a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Boston had assets to give up for a player equal to Jaylen Brown. You know what I mean? That's on the Sixers, like a Tyrese Maxey or Joel Embiid or VJ Edgecombe. If that was the case and you needed to sweeten the deal, I'll get rid of Sam Hauser from getting VJ Edgecombe. I'd get rid of Peyton Pritchard from getting Tyrese Maxey. It's I don't see the value. 2 first-round picks in Paul George? I don't see how Boston could be a successful team next year if their starting lineup is Derek White, Paul George, Jason Tatum, whoever is at the 4, and Mitchell Robinson. That's not a winning lineup right now. It's a good lineup. It's not a top 4 lineup. And I would look at it from the Sixers' point of view, this is a phenomenal deal. This is you give 2 first-round picks to Paul George for Jaylen Brown? Excuse me?
Yeah, right.
And you still keep Maxey, Embiid, and Edgecombe together? And granted, Joel Embiid plays like 30 games a season, but still, Maxey and Edgecombe and Jaylen Brown as a trio, filthy.
How do you
Just
think?
filthy.
What do you think was the reaction when they got the phone call from Boston? Right. Let's do a little role play, Daniel. Let me full screen us real quick. Let's just do a little role play, Daniel. All right. So I'll be Boston, and you be Philly.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit up your line, Daniel. All right. Let me call Philly. All right. Let me see what they got. All right. We trying to get rid of Jaylen Brown. All right. Let me call him up.
Yeah, Brad. What's up?
Hey, Daryl. How you doing, Daryl? So look. All right. You know we got this headache, right? Called Jaylen Brown. Okay. He's
Right,
basically like a migraine, right? We look trying to get rid of him, trying to get him off the line, and we're looking at some of your players on the Sixers. Let's try to make a deal.
Guys, it's Boston. They want to give us Jaylen Brown. I'm gonna try to keep the trio together, but if I have to give up Edgecombe, I may do it. I'm just letting you guys know right now. All right, sorry about that, Brad. Go ahead.
Yeah. So what my guys over here, what we kind of pitching to you guys, and what we think is a fair and honest deal. So we're thinking Paul George. We're thinking 2 first-round picks, one in 2028, one in 2031, and we're thinking 2 second-round picks as well. Yeah, that's the whole entire deal. Would you like to do that? We're very comfortable with that deal.
Brad, I gotta put you on hold for a minute, okay? Just let me check back in with my guys real quick.
Yeah.
I'm very interested in this, so I'm just checking with my guys real quick, okay?
Of course.
See if we can get this done.
Yeah, for sure.
On hold. Holy fucking shit! What? God, guys, that's all they want. 2 firsts, right? 2 seconds. Oh fucking George. That's it, guys. That's it. That's all they want. That's all they want. They don't want Edgecombe. They don't want Embiid. They don't want Maxey. They just want Paul George. All right, wait. Hang on. It can't be Jaylen Brown, right? There's got to be like a sweetener here somewhere. Like they gotta want something else, right? Let me check back in real quick. All right, let me check. Everyone, calm down. Everyone, calm down. Let me check back in real quick. Hey, Brad. Yeah, Daryl here. So, look, we're very interested in the deal. You know, I think it makes sense for both of us. I think it's a very fair trade for both teams. I just have to ask, if you're 100% sure about this, because I think I'm ready to make this deal right now with you all, this phone call right now. But, is there anything that, you want to give us? Anything in return? Is it just straight up Paul George, Jaylen Brown? Now, the picks are no problem. Just Paul George for Jaylen Brown. If you're good with that, I'm good with that.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown, Paul George, 2 first-round picks, 2 seconds. Yeah.
On hold. Holy shit, they want to do it. Holy shit, they want to do it, guys. I'm doing it. I don't give. I'm doing it. We're gonna fucking fleece them. All right, everyone, shut up. Everyone, shut up. Everyone, shut the fuck up. 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 Yeah, Brad. Sorry about that. A little bit of lost connection there. So yeah, if you're good, I'm good. I think this is a great trade for both teams. I think you'll love Paul. He's a great guy, great scorer, defensive wizard. He'll help your team. We're excited about Jaylen Brown. Thank you for considering us. Yeah, we're ready to do the deal if you are.
Yeah, man. We've been eyeing Paul George for a little bit. We've been looking at, what he does at big-time moments. We want that on our team. We want that experience for our young team, for our players, for Jason Tatum to help him grow into his role. And I think those first-round picks are going to be very helpful for us. So I'm all ready to make this deal.
It's hard to part with them, but yes.
Yeah, let's put this into the commissioner's office, and let's get this deal official.
Yeah, all right. I'm sending the deal over now. Brad, pleasure doing business with you. And we hope to see you for the season. Good luck the rest of the way.
Yes, Daryl. You take care, man. You have a good one.
All right. Click. Let's go. Oh. We just got Jaylen Brown for Paul George. We're winning next year, guys. We're gonna be great. What the fuck was he thinking, dude? Can you believe that? He wanted Paul George for Jaylen Brown. What a loser!
Yeah, that's kind of what I expected it to feel like. You know, that's
Oh
exactly
my
how that
god.
call went, right? Like, hold on, Brad. Just give me 1 minute. 1 minute. This guy is a fucking idiot. This guy doesn't know what he's doing. It's crazy. Because if I'm Philly, every day of the week, I do this tomorrow. I do this the day before yesterday. I don't care. I do this every single day. You're trading 38-year-old like you didn't even try to be like, you know what? Can I get Edgecombe, please? Can you throw an Embiid, please? He didn't even try. And you know what they would have probably done? They would have gave up Edgecombe for Jaylen Brown. They probably would have.
Probably. It would make sense.
It would have made sense. You know what? If they got Edgecombe back, if you just add Edgecombe to the deal, it's not as bad. It's not
I
as
agree.
bad.
Yeah, I agree.
But they only you couldn't like the Thunder objectively have more first round picks. You couldn't get Jalen Williams and a bunch of first round picks. I would have liked that way more because Jalen Williams is younger. He's young. He has time in the NBA. He will be good for many, many years. Paul George hasn't been good for the last 4 years.
So, okay. Let me ask you this.
It's ridiculous.
Is Boston done? You think there's another move they could make? You think there's something in the works that they could do to kind of bring in a secondary scorer to help Jason Tatum? Or do you think they firmly believe in Peyton Pritchard and Derek White?
I think that the crack rock in Boston is very strong. So I think if they believe Derek White and Peyton Pritchard are great, they believe that shit. Delusional as it is, they think it's fair. I think they're idiots. I don't think there's another move in the works. Maybe by the trade deadline they try to do something if it's not working out. But the fact that they did this was a very short-sighted move by Brad Stevens and the front office. It's a horrific trade. It's horrific. There's nothing else you can say about it. It's one of the biggest fleeces in NBA history, especially if Philadelphia makes a deep playoff run. Oh, especially if Philly beats Boston in next year's playoffs. Oh.
Again.
Oh.
That's another thing. How do you trade to the team that just beat you in the playoffs?
Come back from 3-1.
How do you do that? For nothing.
You know what it is? You want to know what it is? I have the answer. You ready?
What?
It's a sickness. This is a sickness. Is delusion. Of the highest order. This right here is the sickness that they talk about in just life and humanity, period. This right here makes awful coaching want to yell at his monitor. This right here.
He probably will. Boston's first game back, he probably will.
You traded Jaylen Brown for this guy. You did that. Paul George. Get in the gaps. Get in the gaps. Oh, this should be the first game of the season. This should be the first game of the season.
It should be.
This should open up the season. I don't want to see any. I don't want to see any other matchup. I don't want to see Spurs Knicks. I don't want to see Knicks Cavs. I don't want to see Lakers Dallas. I don't want to see none of that shit. I want to see Boston and Philly.
Well, Knicks probably going to open up NBA night, but I think for that first game, like that first slate of games, this got to be on there. The schedule's not out yet, so it has to be.
Has to be.
If NBA was smart, this has to be like one of the ESPN primetime games.
This is the most anticipated game. This will be one of the most anticipated games in a hot minute. Like regular season. Like we want to see this because I can't wait to just watch Jaylen Brown cook Paul George and the Boston Celtics for just being annoying and just dumb, and they traded him for nothing. I get it. You could say he's a bit of a headache and he's a locker room cancer. I guess you want to say that. Nobody has came out and said that ever. They just say that he's smart and that rubs people the wrong way. You guys literally won a chip in 2024. 2 fucking
And
years
you're
ago.
adding him with Tyrese Maxey, one of the smartest point guards in the NBA, VJ Edgecombe, one of the good young shooters in the NBA, and Joel Embiid, when he's not a bitch, a top 10 center in the NBA.
But he's better than a top 10 center. He's a top 3 center. When he's healthy and his knees are working, he's like one of the best centers. He's like, it's him and Jokic. And then, we're going to talk about this in a little bit. I'll give you a little precursor. LeBron James could come to this team. I'm sorry. I had to say it. What the fuck? Okay? Boston, you're dumb.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
We will get to it.
Listen,
we'll get to it, all right.
We have the white. Listen, we'll get to it.
It's insane. All right, Brooklyn Nets. They traded for Julius Randle. That's cool. It's fun. Nick Claxton's gone. Yeah. Not much to talk about there.
Nope.
Kobe White staying with the Charlotte Hornets. Right, Grayson Allen joining via trade, Dorian Finney-Smith via trade, Royce O'Neal via trade, Naz Reid via trade. They traded a lot. They got some really decent role players. It just would have been nice if you would have kept LaMelo Ball and Miles Bridges to do that, right? It just would have been nice if you kept your good young players and then you got those role players, after. You just made the play-in, right? It would have been really nice if you would have got those guys and those guys were still on the team.
Right.
Awful fucking management. Hate the Charlotte Hornets. The Chicago Bulls. Norman Powell, really solid ass pickup. 2 years, $45 million. He's a great scorer. If it doesn't work out and you see him dropping 20 and you're still losing games, he's a good trade piece, right? Mid-season, after 1 year, somebody's picking up that contract because he can score. And if you need a guy who could come off the bench potentially or just be a guy to be in that starting lineup and could get you 20 on any given night, you'll take that for 2 years, $45 million. You'll take that even for
a year and a half with Norman Powell. Like he adds a lot of depth, and he could be a backup scorer too, and he could be elite.
Yes,
like he's really good.
And the Cavs, they did nothing.
Lewis's favorite team.
Hate them. They did nothing. Santi Aldama joining the Dallas Mavericks via trade. Santi Aldama is like 7 foot, could shoot a 3, could pass the ball. He's a very solid pickup. I actually really like this pickup for the Dallas Mavericks. They just get a really good, versatile player right there. Denver Nuggets signing Marvin Bagley. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Tim Hardaway Jr. going to the Miami Heat. That's probably their biggest loss. That's a big loss. He's a solid player for Denver. Really solid. He's not going to break the stat sheet, but, he's a solid contributor on championship teams.
Yeah. And if Jamal Murray has another bad year, I mean, it's gonna spark some debate because Jokic can't do it by himself. He can, but he can't. So they didn't really do much they're kind of banking on Jamal Murray having a good year again, but we'll see what happens there.
Yeah. And Tim Hardaway going to the Heat, that Heat lineup brings experience, brings championship pedigree, brings scoring, can shoot the ball from the outside 3. So that's really what they needed. Detroit Pistons, John Collins joining on a 3-year deal. John Collins, interesting player. Right, he could shoot a 3, could hit a midi, could dunk over anybody. He's a solid player. There's nothing really turn your head over. He's gonna be a solid spot starter, easy. He's gonna be starting fixture in that starting lineup. He's gonna drop maybe 13, 14 points every game with 8 rebounds. Yeah, 3 years. I think it was $50 million that they paid him to. So it's not bad. It's not a bad deal. Tobias Harris leaving. That's kind of a big deal to the Spurs as well. Tobias Harris was a really solid piece for them too.
I get it, but when they needed him the most, he disappeared. Right. So I think that's why I think Isaiah Joe is a good replacement for him. I like that deal. The trade with the Thunder. Brings experience, brings defense, brings some scoring, brings some help for Cade. Tobias Harris had a great regular season, but when it mattered in the playoffs, he did not show up. So I think they want to try to get out of that first round, or they want to try to extend their playoff run because they had a really good team going. They just kind of fizzled out. So I think this helps them do that.
Yeah. Golden State Warriors getting Al Horford back on a 2-year deal, DeAnthony Melton, and Kristaps Porzingis. So they're keeping the guys in-house. They have made no additions. But
that may change.
That may change in the next upcoming
That
days.
may change.
We shall see.
We'll get to it.
The Houston Rockets, bringing in Bogdan Bogdanovic. Oh, wow. What a name. Marcus Smart on a 2-year deal. They lost Dorian Finney-Smith. Tari Eason as well, signed a 5-year deal. So, bring it back. I like Tari Eason. He's a solid player. Can play some defense, can shoot the ball a little bit. Houston needs all the help they can get. They kind of need to retool this roster. Bogdan Bogdanovic for the shooting. Coming off the bench, that could be good. Marcus Smart to help you with defense in the backcourt. He is a fossil, but, fossils can still hit a 3 now and again. So that's what they need, really. Losing Josh Okogie isn't that good. I like Josh Okogie. He's a good defensive
Josh Okogie was good.
Dorian Finney-Smith, yeah, he's depth, if anything. So nothing too crazy. Pacers signing Kelly Oubre to a 2-year deal. That's a great pickup.
Mm-hmm.
That's phenomenal.
I agree.
I like that, especially with Tyrese Halliburton coming back, and you still have a lot of your guys there. Pacers, we gotta watch out. Still, they're gonna make a lot of noise. Still got
they're gonna be good.
You got Andrew Nembhard, Neesmith, Shepard coming off the bench, and now Oubre could join that starting lineup. Could really do a small ball lineup with Siakam at the 5 and just start running. Let's just start running. Just do what they did when they went to the finals.
That's what they do best. Yeah.
The Clippers.
Halliburton coming back is a big addition there. But yeah, go ahead.
The LA Clippers. Grady Dick and Brandon Ingram joining from the Raptors. Wait.
How'd that happen?
How the fuck did that happen?
Wait, Kawhi Leonard departure?
What?
How'd that happen?
No way. No way Kawhi Leonard just got traded back to the fucking Raptors after leaving there in 2019 after winning his championship and dipping. The ultimate hit it and quit it deal in basketball history. And now he's back. Back in the 6, eh? 6 side, eh?
He's back in the 6.
Back in the 6, eh? With the Crody fam.
He's back with Drake.
With the Broskies fam. Tutu's my words, fam.
Listen, how do you spell Toronto? D-R-A-K-E, Drake.
But Kawhi Leonard is back in Toronto. The Raptors receive Kawhi Leonard, obviously. And the Clippers get Grady Dick, Brandon Ingram, first-round picks in 2031, 2033, second-round picks in 2030 and 2033, and a first-round pick swap in 2027.
Can I say it?
Say it.
Can I say it?
Go ahead.
I think right now, Brandon Ingram's a better player than Kawhi Leonard.
Whoa,
Now,
I'm not giving you that.
Oh,
no.
now,
I'm not letting you get that
listen,
bullshit off. No.
Now, hear me out.
No.
Now, hear me out, right? Now, hear me out. I'm going by consistency.
Oh my
And I'm going by who's the more consistent player for my team, right? And Brandon Ingram was a very consistent player for the Toronto Raptors. Played every game, was a great scorer, got 20 to 25 a night, paired well with RJ Barrett and that lineup. I don't. If Kawhi's gonna do what Kawhi's been doing the past 5 years, I don't see how this is much of an upgrade to Brandon Ingram. You see what I'm saying? Kawhi Leonard, when he decides to play, and when he is playing, still doesn't seem like the elite Kawhi Leonard we've seen in the past.
Damn.
He seems like he's taken a step back. And his career with the Clippers has proven that. Now, I'm not saying that he's washed. I'm not saying that he can't go back to that form. I'm saying I'm going with what I've seen. And what I've seen is that he's been the most inconsistent player who doesn't play and is injured all the time in the league. That's what I'm saying. Ever since he left Toronto, that's the players he's been. Injured, on the bench, and not scoring. Brandon Ingram has played, can play a little bit of defense, and can score consistently. If Kawhi doesn't bring that to the table for Toronto, I don't think this is a benefit for Toronto. That's my opinion.
I would agree. But Kawhi Leonard is clearly better than Brandon Ingram. He dropped 28 last year. Not even fucking close. Also, the defensive value you get him and Scotty Barnes just as a defensive pairing is fucking ridiculous. You also got Colin Murray Boyles. That's a fucking ridiculous trio that they're going to be able to have. You give up Grady Dick, who hasn't shown anything in the league so far, so that he's basically a trash can.
I don't have a Grady Dick. I don't care. Just throw in.
You give Brendan Ingram away because Brendan Ingram's not going to get you over that hump to potentially get back into deep playoff runs.
I agree with
and
that.
Into
and listen. I agree with that. I don't know if Kawhi was the player to do that with. You know what I'm saying? I think Jaylen Brown was out there. Giannis was out there. You know, he who will be named later is out there. Those are players that I think can get you over the hump that are better than Kawhi right now. Right now. That can help your team right now, and you could give up similar to, if not more, assets. That's my take on it. I like Kawhi. I think Kawhi is great. I think Kawhi just is not the player he used to be anymore, and I don't see him doing what he did in 2019 all over again.
Yeah.
Now, what he did was phenomenal. It probably can't be reestablished. It's obviously not going to be the same thing, but I'm saying don't put the expectation on him to do that again because it's not going to happen, and I don't see it happening. And if they think that's going to happen, they're wrong.
I'd agree with you on that probably, but having Kawhi Leonard, you still have a better chance with Kawhi Leonard, right? So you take that. You know what I'm saying? And, maybe you're looking at the leap that Scotty Barnes can make in another year in the league, and you're looking at guys like R.J. Barrett maybe taking a step up defensively. Kawhi Leonard could be a leader for them. And who knows, maybe they could recreate magic. I don't think it's going to happen, but, you bring back the guy who brought you success, maybe that's a good omen. I don't know, right? I would have, thinking of Jaylen Brown, that would have been nice. Maybe try to do that. That would have been nice, but, they traded for Kawhi before Jaylen Brown was even moved. Fucking Paul George. Jeez, I can't even think about it anymore. I don't even want to think about it. But I like this move. Kawhi Leonard coming off his best year. If they load manage him properly, he played 65 games last year with LA. Right now in today's NBA, if you have some issues with injuries, 65 games is pretty good. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty fucking good. So, I take 65 games of Kawhi than 82 games of Brandon Ingram. I'm gonna keep it real, or 70 games of Brandon Ingram, or 75. I would take Kawhi over Brandon Ingram every single day. He just provides you too much scoring right now and offensively, where he's still a really good player. And Toronto has so many good pieces that he doesn't need to really go stupid every single night, right? We're looking at that Clippers team before. Kawhi Leonard had to be the guy that everything leaned on him, right? He did have Paul George for a time. He did have James Harden for a time. He did have Russell Westbrook for a time. But he was always that main guy. Now with Scotty Barnes, now with R.J. Barrett, Emmanuel Quickley, and a good defensive front court that they could provide, he can do more. I don't think that his scoring is going to stay the same. I think his scoring is obviously going to drop. But I think his defensive efficiency is going to pick up. I think his shot selection is going to pick up. Because you just got other players to worry about on Toronto now. So I think Toronto, they clearly are playoff contenders. Clearly were playoff contenders last year without him. And I think they could get potentially to second round. And if everything goes right and the East is looking like a fucking whirlwind right now, they can, maybe they have expectations of, what? If dominoes fall our way, we can maybe reach an Eastern Conference Finals. Who knows? Right? I'm not saying that's realistic, but I'm saying that's what they're thinking in their head. They're thinking, oh my gosh, we get rid of Brandon Ingram and Grady Dick. Grady Dick's a non-factor. But we think Kawhi's better than Brandon Ingram. If we load manage him properly, this is the plan we're going to have for him. This move's going to fucking turn out great. And I think it is. I think they have a chance to be one of the top 4 seeds in the East. With the way the East is shaking up, I think it could be any one of those teams, right? You look at who's going to be really good. Obviously, you got the Knicks. Obviously, you got the 76ers. Obviously, you got the Celtics. Obviously, I'm missing another team. Miami Heat now.
Miami,
with Giannis, Cleveland, Toronto.
Pistons.
They
They were the 1 seed. Yeah, you gotta give him some respect.
All right, I'll throw them in there, but I'm not jacking that for real.
Pacers with Halliburton coming back.
Yo, the East is really up in the air, so I feel like this East is gonna be kind of like the West, where like the first seed and the eighth seed are separated by like 3 games.
Right.
Like it could be that crazy. So any team that gets hot late down the stretch, they can potentially go on a little bit of a run and become the first, second, third seed. So who knows? I like this move by Toronto. I think it's a really good move.
Yeah, I mean, I think just to kind of put a bow on it, I agree with you. I think teams in the East the top teams in the East have done something to their team to make them stand out, right? That's kind of what's been going on. Teams are kind of making moves to make themselves a little bit better than they were and stand out a little bit more. Either you're going to be dog shit or you're going to have some type of weapon that's going to help you be better. This was Toronto's weapon, right? Getting Kawhi Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard's great. Kawhi Leonard's a superstar player when he's healthy and when he's playing and when they do it right. I think Toronto will do. I agree with you. I think Toronto's lineup will help him. RJ Barrett could be a good scorer to pair with him. Quickly is a good passer. Scotty Barnes and him together defensively could also help. Could also be really elite as well. It's a good lineup, right? It could be great. Depending on how dominoes fall, who gets hurt, season's gonna play out how it plays out. I just don't know if, again, I'm gonna stand by it. I don't know how big of an upgrade it is, and if it's enough in the jam-packed East to really separate themselves. It's a great move. It's a fun move. But is it enough for me to say this takes them over the top now? I don't. I think Jaylen Brown takes Philly over the top. I think, we'll get to the other Ja Morant in a minute. We'll get to he who should not be named later in a minute. Those players take a team over the top. Kawhi right now with this team and that lineup, does it take them over the top like it did in 2019? I don't. But I think it could help, and there will be a better team than they were last year. Just I don't see that much of a vast improvement from them.
Wait, hold on.
That's how I see it.
Did you say Ja Morant?
I did.
Ew, yuck! Don't ever speak to me about Ja Morant ever again. God damn.
Why?
It. He doesn't take that team over the top. Stop. It doesn't. No, he doesn't. No, not even close. They have like 12 guards. They don't. He's not taking that team over the top. He played like 40 games.
I disagree.
All right, well, you could be wrong. Moving on, next. The Los Angeles Lakers, they fucking did everything. They signed...
for a reason.
Everybody and their mother. It's insane. First off, the big thing that they did, they added Walker Kessler via trade from the Utah Jazz. Walker Kessler just got traded for a bunch of first-round picks. Walker Kessler is a 7-foot shot-blocking center who can get you 15-plus rebounds on any given night because he's that good and tall. And they signed him to 4 years, $130 million deal. Would you look at that? Doesn't he look good in purple and yellow?
It's a cool deal. It's fun.
It's a cool deal. And they signed fucking so many people. They had some really solid pickups, right? Colin Sexton for a nice little backup point guard, shooting guard role. 2 years, $19 million. Not bad. Right? Quentin Grimes on a 4-year, $60 million deal. That's nice. I like that deal. Mm-hmm. Right? And then you got, I can't say this guy's last name, so I'm not even going to try. I'm just going to call him Sandro. Sandro on the Toronto Raptors last year was such a really good move. Mm-hmm. He was such a good player. Smart fucking player. Can do a lot of good things for this Los Angeles Lakers team. And for 4 years, $52 million, I think that's a steal. He could come off the bench, provide you fantastic defense. He can give you spot starts, can hit the wide open 3. He could get rebounds. He could play good defense. He's a good-ass player. So Lakers really got themselves a good one right here. I truly believe that. I think he's a really good player. And they also continue to sign Jaden Hardy. And, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
and
they re-signed DeAndre and Jackson Hayes.
Yep.
And re-signed Austin Reeves.
Disgusting. Fuck Jackson Hayes. Luke Kennard left. He was clutch for like a game. That's fun, Austin Reeves got signed 4-year deal. He got a lot of money. So shout out to Austin Reeves. When you look at Walker Kessler, Sandro, and Luka, and Austin Reeves, the caucasity on this team is it's unmatched.
listen, it's the neighborhood's dads. It's the front porch kings, the golf bros. I mean, it's very centric to One Direction.
The Fraternity Five.
The Fraternity Five. I've seen that. Frat Five. um, but you know, and look, you still have Luka Doncic. We still have Austin Reeves. Still have a really good starting rotation. Walker Kessler there as well. And with the West, the way the West is, maybe a top 3 team. With the way the West is, so who knows? I think they've done what they could do to replace the person we'll get to later.
Yes.
Because that's what they needed to do. They needed to replace his scoring, his rebounding, and his assist numbers. And his son is not going to do all that. So, to quote Moneyball, they had to replace him in the aggregate. I think this is them replacing him in the aggregate. Nice. So, that's fine.
And Memphis Grizzlies, there's only one move to really talk about. It's the trade. Ja Morant is now officially on the Portland Trail Blazers.
Yep.
Daniel's moved by this. When I saw this trade go down, and I looked at the roster for the Portland Trail Blazers, I saw like 8 guards who are starting caliber. Yeah, they're gonna need to make some more fucking trades. Cause you can't play 8 guards. Okay, you need somebody to play center. Okay, I'm just saying, and Ja Morant's not doing that. Okay, but Ja Morant, good player, controversial, has done some things in the past that have made us kind of sour his image and his play style. He's not the best shooter. He's fucking athletic as shit. Not the best defender. But he is a solid player. He could put butts in seats. People are going to care about Ja Morant being on the Portland Trail Blazers, right? All NBA second team, 2-time All-Star, most improved player, franchise record for points in a single game for the Memphis Grizzlies, right? He's done a lot of good things in the league, right, so far. And he's still a young guy, right? However, played like 30-something games last year. Has been a bit injury-prone these last couple years. His image for me is a bit soured because of all the pew-pew stuff. If you know, you know. He's a good player. Obviously, he's athletic, but a lot of guys who are super athletic with no jump shots. It's tough. You know what I'm saying? Russell Westbrook was different because he also gave you rebounds and assists every single night, and he literally dropped a triple-double every single night. And he could also pull up for a stop and pop a little mid-range in 3. I just don't like Portland. They made the play-in last year and then the playoffs. It just doesn't. I'm not moved. You know what I'm saying? You gave up Jeremy Grant and Chris Murray. They're fine players. Nothing really to scoff at but I just think Ja Morant just is like it's an okay move. Yeah.
You know what, Lewis? There are some times where we are just gonna disagree. There are some times where we're gonna look at a player and see 2 sides of the same coin. When Ja Morant's not going pew-pew, I think Ja Morant is one of the most explosive, uber athletic, great passers, and overall fantastic point guards in the NBA. Fringe top 5, definitely top 10 when he has his head on straight, in my opinion, right? I think Ja Morant has had his difficulties. I think he's been on a absolutely abysmal franchise in Memphis who is never going to get their shit together. Please relocate them because they're never winning anything in Memphis ever because they are a horrible franchise. I think he's going to a Portland team that has some really good young players around him, that has Damian Lillard, who maybe is, not the player he used to be, but can still put up numbers. I believe that. They need a center, sure. They need some size, sure. But I think this was a playoff team last year. Like Portland made the 8th seed, got swept. The 7th seed or 8th seed? I think it was
They were
7th.
7th.
7th seed got swept by San Antonio. Fair. Well, no, 1-5 in San Antonio. Fair. You're adding now an elite player to that already good young roster that made the playoffs. And I get the West was the West, whatever. But him, Scoot Henderson, Danny Adjavayev is also a really good young player there who could shoot the three. When John Morant plays, John Morant scores. And John Morant can assist, and he's a really great passer. I think he's such a great talent that Memphis was wasting that I don't see Portland doing that to him again. And I think, I'm not saying that what he did was bad, because it was, or wasn't bad because it was. But I think we haven't really heard anything like that again. He's had injury problems, sure. That's one thing. But injury problems can go away at any point. Look at Kawhi, right? So I don't envision this being as bad as you think it could be. I think it actually is a very much great improvement from Portland. And to only give up two really okay players in Grant and Murray, I think it's a great steal by Portland to take a swing on this. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But if it works out, you have a guy that can give you 25, 8, and 3 every night with Damian Lillard and Scoot Henderson on the same court. Who can dunk and put butts. Drew Holiday can play defense
as well.
Shane Sharp. But again, you could trade those guys for an elite center. Like, there's also that option as well if you need it. Like, if John Morant works out the first half of the season and you could trade, a Shannon Sharp or Drew Holiday and somebody else for a great center, why not? You know what I'm saying? And if it doesn't work out, you let it ride and you let John Morant walk when he wants to walk. Like, I don't see this as being such a bad deal for Portland as Memphis not getting... Like, Memphis got nothing back. And that was more surprising to me. Because he was their superstar. He puts butts in those seats. He gets that crowd going. And the fact that he wasn't... I get it, he was hurt, played 30 games, so it wasn't really that effective. But when he plays and he's at that level, he is elite. He's very elite. I think a new environment, a new system, new coach, a new budding partner, Damian Lillard, is going to help him. If he stays healthy and has his head on straight, John Morant's an elite talent, and he could be a top 5 guard in the West easily. So I don't envision. I think this is a very, very good waiver move by Portland. You didn't give up a lot. You got John Morant back. I don't see this being such a bad move as people think it is. Like, I think it's a great, really smart move by Portland. Adds to their very good young roster and brings them some legitimate scoring and talent. So I don't mind it.
Fair enough. Yeah. I disagree. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. Obviously, we got the Miami Heat re-signing Andrew Wiggins. Obviously, they got Giannis and Bobby Portis. And Tim Hardaway as well. We've already discussed that. And obviously, we know what the Milwaukee Bucks did because it was basically only the trade that they did. Okay. Minnesota Timberwolves got LaMelo Ball. Josh Green is cool. Trey Lyles is cool. Obviously, we know all the trades. We already went through them already. The Pelicans.
DeAndre Jordan. Yay! DeAndre Jordan.
What a fucking move for the culture. The New York Knicks, we obviously know Jose Alvarado, Diawara, Shamet, Andre Drummond to fill the void of Mitchell Robinson. Daniel, how do we feel about it?
Yeah, I think just to what I was saying before, it's a very, very cheaper. Like this is like when people say, when kids say, I want Mitchell Robinson, and mom's like, no, we have Mitchell Robinson at home. It's Andre Drummond, right? Like, I think that's just. It's kind of the same player. Both don't score at a high level. Both play good defense, and both get you a lot of rebounds. And both are tough-nosed. Like, it just... They play the same, just Andre Drummond's a little bit older. And maybe he's lost a step or two. But I think Andre Drummond, he adds veteran experience. He adds to that room. He's going to be the backup. Nowhere near starter level caliber, but that's fine. $3 million is cheap. And he does the same thing Mitch does, just a little bit less, and I think that's fine, right? Mitch was a starting center playing a backup role. Andre Drummond's a backup playing a backup role. So it's a very one-to-one move. So I don't mind it. I think it's a fun deal. I think he'll bring some size and physicality to that second unit. I think he'll do a job really well. So, and if you need him to start, he can start. So I don't mind that at all.
There we go. Shout out Andre Drummond. Gets his little $4 million. We got the Thunder. They did nothing.
They did nothing. They don't need to.
Yeah, great.
They're good.
Magic.
They're still good.
Nikola Vucevic is back. Yay.
Why?
Cool on.
Why?
You know what? It's a fun, cute reunion.
Why
not? 76ers, we already know what they did pretty much with the Jaylen Brown. But they also got Dean Wade and Anthony Simons here as well. And Ariel Hawkporty, former Knick champion. Ariel Hawkporty champion. And we obviously know who.
And obviously.
Yeah.
And obviously Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown. Yeah.
And
But the real pickup is Hawkporty. Let me tell you, this kid has potential.
Listen, Dean Wade, man. Dean Wade.
He's gonna make a big fucking splash. Phoenix Suns getting Miles Bridges right in the trade with the Hornets and signing Luke Kennard on a 2-year deal. That's really cool.
Great. They go from a 7 seed to a 6 seed. Fun.
Yay. Trailblazers getting John Morant. That's pretty much all they did, pretty much. And Robert Williams back on a 3-year deal. Nice. Sacramento Kings did nothing. Spurs, Tobias Harris. Raptors, obviously they got Kawhi Leonard, Kyle Anderson, slow motion Poppy.
Cute pickup.
Cute little pickup. And then the Washington Wizards and the Jazz. Pretty much did nothing.
DeAndre Ayton's, Washington's going to be interesting. AD, Ayton, Trey, some good young players. They could surprise some people, I feel like. I'm not
playing.
I don't hate their roster.
Potential
playing.
I like that.
I don't hate
see
that
them
take.
as a
I don't
9th
hate that
seed.
take. Possibly. I don't hate that take. I really
Trey
don't.
Johnson, Kulabau, DeBonsa. Yo, they got some nice fucking players on that team.
They got some players.
They got some good-ass players. Yo, that Wizards roster is good. Now they just got to put it together. I think they can. I think they can. I think at their ceiling,
It's been long enough.
They can give me 8th seed. 8th, 9th, or 7th. They can
just get to the play-in.
Get to the play-in, because then you never know.
Just get some winning going. Yeah. Get some winning going down there.
Get some winning going. And now it's time to talk about he who shall not be named. Because it's about LeBron fucking James. LeBron James will play for another team, and he will not be playing for the Lakers next year, as he's going to be playing in his 24th season next year.
42-year-old LeBron James
is not going to be a Laker. He's going to a new team this offseason. It has not happened yet, and I don't know when it's going to happen, but he's not going to be a Laker anymore. So you know what that means? Some teams have a chance. Now, there have been reports that, obviously LeBron James doesn't want to play for the Lakers. He wants to move on. But now, who are some of the potential options, right? Obviously, we as fans, we just make options up in our heads, right? We got the Golden State Warriors, were the big ones. You want to talk about the Spurs, maybe. We need some veteran leadership in there. You could talk about, it's always fun to mock everybody to the New York Knicks, so we do it anyway. Or another team in the East that you want to do, maybe the Boston Celtics, right? Who knows? So all of us are like, oh my gosh, so where is he going to go? But he's going to need $40-something million, right? Wrong. LeBron James is willing to take a massive pay cut. He's willing to play on the fucking minimum contract deal, which I think is like $5-something million.
Which, to his credit, if that is going to be true, fair play to him.
Fair play. He's like, at this point, money is just something that gets into his bank account at this point. It means nothing.
I think it's so funny, right? Because I think this is literally LeBron wants to affect his own legacy. Right? I think he wants another ring. He wants to go to a team that can help him do that. And there are many options to do that. I think any team with LeBron on a vet minimum makes sense. However, not every team would work in that regard. And there are a couple teams on the whiteboard, which is still the craziest photo ever taken in the history of LeBron's career.
So funny. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to the whiteboard. I'm going to pee, though. So, Daniel, distract him for like a minute. I'll be back.
Okay. So, LeBron's hitting free agency. He's going to sign with a new team. There was, before we get to the whiteboard, what's the whiteboard? There was a photo of LeBron's agent basically charting the possibility of teams he could go to. Obviously, Golden State is the one being floated around the most right now. Him and Jimmy and Steph together would be the, big three building there with Kristaps Porzingis, and Golden State trying to keep their window open for one more run. Right? You have the Knicks on that list, and listen, if LeBron's coming here on a vet minimum to the Knicks, I don't hate it. I really don't. I think that would also be a really, really smart deal. If you're telling me you're taking Josh Hart over LeBron James, you're kind of insane. So I don't hate that. Boston's another team we talk about because they just lost Jaylen Brown. Maybe they're gearing up for a LeBron James pursuit, bringing him back to the East. Cleveland's also an option. His last year in Cleveland could make a lot of sense. There's a lot of teams on the whiteboard that make sense, and there's a lot of teams that he could go to that can kind of help them get better. LeBron had a really good year last year. Was he elite? Yeah. Did he score? Yeah. And did he consistently put up points? Yeah. LeBron, at age 41, had one of his best years in his NBA career. And it seems every year he just gets a little bit worse, but still keeping that elite level and standard. So even if he goes to a team, I don't think we'll see a massive dip in his scoring, his rebounding, his assisting. I think, if anything, they might even stay the same, or if not, get better. Because he may go to a team that can actually help him support him. So there's a lot of teams that he could work on. Lewis is back. I brought up the Warriors. I brought up the Knicks. I brought up the Celtics. That could be teams, the Cavs. There's a lot of options here.
Mm-hmm. Now, let's get into one of the greatest pitchers ever known to man, and Jessica's in the building. Jessica, what's up? Jessica's here.
I made it.
She made it.
Jessica made
just in time to see one of the greatest photos ever taken in podcast history. Okay, so Max Kellerman is interviewing Rich Paul, the agent of LeBron James, right? The guy who speaks for LeBron. And he drops one of the funniest pictures on the face of the planet. It's the whiteboard that LeBron James and Rich Paul have concocted, and obviously you see LeBron's name is in the center. You see a bunch of names, right? Not a bunch of teams, but a bunch of names. You see some teams, you see the Spurs, you see the Knicks, right? You see Dallas Mavericks, right? You see a lot of these things, but you see a lot of names here. You got Maxey, Edgecombe, Brown. First off, you spell his name wrong, Rich Paul. Get it fucking right, okay? You got Brown, Embiid. You got the Miami Heat down here with Mitchell, Wiggins, Giannis, and Bam. You got the Minnesota Timberwolves right down here in the middle with Anthony Edwards, LaMelo Ball, Jaden McDaniels, and Rudy Gobert. You got the Denver Nuggets, who have Cam Johnson, Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic, and Jamal Murray, right? When we look at all these teams, and you got the Cavs up here. Oh, my God, what happened to my screen?
Wait, are these possibilities of where he's going?
Yes.
These are possibilities, Jess. And, right, so
that his agent
made a whiteboard. God bless
and displayed
him.
it to the world.
God bless him. And then, look, this is Rich Paul, his hand down here in this little corner, and he's pointing at these things as they're doing it. So
is this meant to be released, or was this like
it's on a podcast?
Yes,
it was on a podcast. Yeah. So you have Donovan Mitchell, you got James Harden, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen. You got a bunch of things here. Weems, no Garland. Don't something, whatever the fuck that says up there. You got Steph and Draymond up here in the top left corner. You got Oil, Golf, McCon, something, whatever the fuck. And you got Brad and Tatum. That means Brad Stevens and Jason Tatum. Maybe he has an affinity for Brad Stevens. I hope not, because after that Jaylen Brown trade. But obviously, and Rich Paul was talking about how LeBron's in the center of all these. And if you add LeBron to any one of these teams, they're an instant championship contender. So, Chad, I will open the floor for discussion. Who do we think, out of all these possibilities, right? You have a lot of good teams here. Some that don't have their lineups mentioned, like the Knicks or the Spurs or the Warriors here or the Dallas Mavericks or the Boston Celtics. Out of all of these teams that could be potential landing spots for LeBron, which is the best landing spot for LeBron James in your opinion? Whoever wants to take this conversation.
So, okay. I'll say this. LeBron wants to win a ring, right? I think this is what this is. If he's willing to take a vet minimum, if he's willing to go anywhere, he wants to win a ring. He wants to end. He wants to go off into the sunset like Peyton Manning, retire as a champion. Fair enough. He wants to dictate his own legacy. Fair enough. If that is the case, and if that is the truth, I think a couple of teams that could be an option, that could work. I think Philly, with Maxey, Edgecombe, Embiid, and Brown, building that big five could be a very, very good team. I think Minnesota could be fun with Ant, Melo, McDaniels, and Gobert. Could be a fun starting five. Denver, I don't see happening. I really don't see Miami happening again. Dallas, he would have the reunion with Kyrie, but I don't see that happening. I don't see him going to Boston. I think Golden State's a possibility with him, Butler, and Curry. That could be a good trio in the West. He stays in the West. Obviously, the Knicks would be a prime destination if he's taking the vet minimum, which I'm still iffy on he's going to do that. I don't know, but if that is truth, why not? But I think the team here that makes the most sense, if he wants to win a ring, if he wants to go out as a champion, it's a team whose lineup is not named, but it's the Spurs. If he's willing to take the vet minimum, you have two young guards who could score in Ron Harper and
Stephon Castle and Derek
Stephon Castle. And obviously, you have the enigma that is Wemby, who could help him out tremendously in LeBron's advanced age. And their team which made the final and just beat the Thunder. And you're staying out west. Like, I think this is just you're playing under Greg Popovich and Mitch Johnson, who are two really young head coaches that could work out well. Like, there's so much. And look, San Antonio, I know what just happened with them, but if he wants to win a ring, San Antonio has one of the best teams in the NBA, and he makes them even better. And they're still young, and they wouldn't take that much of a hit by adding LeBron James because most of their guys are still under their rookie contracts. So you're not paying him for a multi-year deal. You're getting 1 year of LeBron, and you're going to be a top 3 team in the NBA. So just everything around it makes the most sense for him to go to San Antonio. And San Antonio would benefit because they're not losing anything. They're not losing any of their young players. They're still going to grow and develop and get better, and you're adding LeBron James. Now you pair Wemby and LeBron together. I don't see how, if he wants to win a ring, that's what he wants to do. I don't see how San Antonio's not the team for him to do that.
Jessica, would you like to open up the conversation again?
Sorry. I may not get as deep analysis as analytical as you and Daniel. But I do agree if he did want to win a championship right away, I think it would be best probably to go to the Spurs and Golden State. But to be honest, I feel like the Spurs, do they really need him? They got all the way to the finals. I think Wemby just needs to grow up a little bit and, they're not in a position where they're desperate for LeBron James. Golden State, I would say, would be probably better because he would have Steph Curry, the champion already. They would know how to win the championship. I think that's probably the best one. But to be honest, I kind of wouldn't be surprised if he did land in Dallas. It would be his show altogether. Dallas, you gave up like you kind of fucked up over these last few years, and you need to get something back. And the best compensation you can get for those terrible decisions is to bring in LeBron James.
Let's think about it.
I don't want him to come to the Knicks because I think the Knicks got a good thing going on. They found something. We don't need another major superstar on that team. I think they found a rhythm. And of course, every year a team gets better. They make adjustments. I just don't think you need LeBron James.
Hmm.
We are not in that position where we need someone like him. I think we're fine. LeBron James is great, but sometimes you don't need to add. Don't fix what ain't broke. And I think the Knicks are in that position. But he probably will end up probably going to Golden State, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's in Dallas.
There we go. I mean, you look at Dallas, right? Cooper Flag, Kyrie Irving. It's not bad. It's not a bad big three. I like that.
It's not bad, but he would still be the number one.
Yeah.
He knows Kyrie, so it's already sort of familiar. Like I said, I think Dallas needs to make a bigger hit for them. They're probably in most need of him than anyone.
Out of anybody on this list, 100%. Yes.
Yeah, so I think they should make the biggest push for him.
This whiteboard is so interesting. Shout out to Rich Paul, giving the get back. Really good content here. Just shout out Rich Paul, right? Just what a photo drop. I love the little pointer on the side right here. I love and now we got Mitchell right here, right? If I had to pick 3 teams off the cuff that I think would work the best, it would be the Golden State Warriors, the Philadelphia 76ers, and the New York Knicks. Out of those 3 teams, who do I think is like what the team like he should go to, and that should be the option, should be the choice? And I know Daniel just talked about it, talk about winning a ring, talking about cementing his legacy. Where does he want to go in order for him to be able to cement his legacy? Now, I would have said the New York Knicks, but they just won the chip last year. There's a team that hasn't won a championship in a long time, and that's the Philadelphia 76ers. I think the Philadelphia 76ers for LeBron would be an amazing move. He was talked about going to the 76ers back in 2018 before he went to the Los Angeles Lakers. So he clearly has some connection with that front office, clearly has connection with the staffers in that organization, and they're better now. He could have joined Embiid and Ben Simmons at the time, and that would have been lethal. You're joining Jaylen Brown, VJ Edgecombe, Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid, and then you just plop LeBron right into that 4 spot. It's ridiculous. You could just have everybody off ball and LeBron just creating at the top of the key for Maxey. Edgecombe coming off of a screen, pin down 3. Oh, Embiid's pick and roll with Joel Embiid. Who do you guard? It's a matchup nightmare. And I will say, as much as the Knicks don't need him to, I do like that a lot. I just lean a bit more to Philly because of the newness of it, because of they haven't won a championship. And I think in LeBron's mind, there's a bit of ego there, right? The Knicks just won a championship. It's nice to try to go back to back. And if that would happen, the city would literally be on fire. LeBron at a parade, they would literally have to expand the parade by like 25 blocks in order to have all the LeBron fans just be able to see that, right? And I think LeBron would fit seamlessly into that lineup as well. And you just have superstars all over that lineup in the Knicks. I think they would be easy favorites to win the chip. But they already won. And Rich Paul came out and said, look, if the Knicks ain't win that championship last year or the last month, there would have been no whiteboard. LeBron's going to the Knicks. He's trying to make
But
that
they
push.
did win.
Jess, God, I said Rich Paul said, I'm just giving you the reasons as
I
to why.
know.
Thank you, Jess. But they did win, exactly. So that's why there's this whiteboard. That's what Rich Paul was trying to say. But I do think Philly just has such ammunition.
Oh, that's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Okay.
Bullshit.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay.
Anyway.
But Philly just has so much ammunition
next one,
on
Mike.
offense. They have a very good defensive backcourt and front court there. And I think LeBron, with that added element of he can help bring Philly a championship, who hasn't seen a championship in basketball in a very long time, I think with everything encompassing, Philly is the best team for him, in my opinion. Yeah, in a stacked East too. Because if you add LeBron to Philly, they're instantly the ones to beat. Instantly. Because without him, they're top 5 right now in terms of championship odds. You add LeBron, they shoot over the Knicks, they shoot over the Spurs, they shoot over Cleveland, they shoot over everybody. They shoot over OKC too. I truly believe that. But we shall see. Anything else we got to discuss about this beautiful whiteboard?
What happens if he doesn't win a chip?
And he retired.
When are you gonna retire, bro?
He's gonna. This is his last year coming up. That's
This
why
gotta be
this
the
is
last
such a big event, is because teams know they get 1 year, LeBron, and they know that if you have a really good team, and he said he wants to go to a contender, so he's trying to win a ring, and dip out. He's trying to leave on top. You know.
Well, good luck to you, because I'm still rooting for the Knicks.
More power to you, yo, LeBron.
Listen. If he goes to a contender and loses, that's gonna affect LeBron's legacy going forward.
Oh, God.
Is it really?
It's not. It's just gonna be a chapter in his already made story. That's fantastic. Because it's not like a
I feel
Kevin
like
Durant
someone like
kind
him,
of thing. You know.
he can have a terrible final year, but I feel like he's had such success throughout his career. Like it's gonna be like an afterthought. Like, yeah, in his last year he didn't win anything. However, that doesn't take away anything of when he won a chip here or won a chip there and broke this record, broke that record, and just fucking played phenomenal up until his older age.
Yeah, he is 42 years old. You know.
Listen, I'm just saying, Jordan won all his rings with one team. LeBron could possibly win 4 with 4 teams.
I mean, to me, those are both in like separately greatest statistics ever.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is amazing to win 6 rings with one team, 2 different times. And then it's also amazing that wherever you go, you're winning a chip. So I honestly feel like that whole GOAT talk. Of course, I'm Jordan forever, but I feel like it's kind of like a useless argument because it's like it's unfair to kind of compare them because they're both just so.
They're both GOATs.
No one's got no one has their story. They don't have each other's story, and it's just salute to. It's gonna be sad to watch his retirement game though. His last game is gonna be sad.
Oh man, his last game could be an NBA Finals game, and that's why he's going to contender because his last game could be Game 7 of an NBA Final.
Okay. All right, let me ask you this, and then we'll move on because I know we gotta go a little bit. Do we get prime time ESPN The Decision Part 2?
No.
Of course.
No. No, we won't get the
think we
primetime
are.
ESPN, but we will get like a 2-minute thing, like a 2-minute like Twitter post,
It will
and
be
then
talked about. No,
and then
guys, this is
ESPN
gonna
will
be
post
talked
it.
about
You know,
every single day until he finds a team.
well, yes,
Yes,
100%.
I agree with that.
But it won't be like an
Like-
event. It won't be like when he went to
No, I
Miami. He
disagree.
fucking sat in a
I
chair.
disagree.
You know what I'm
I
saying? He
disagree
got
too.
front-
I
he-
disagree.
It won't be.
I think they're gonna make a thing of it. Even if someone's gonna make a thing of it.
Who's someone?
someone's-
What do you mean?
No, no. Listen,
Fucking
Lewis.
ESPN.
But
Lewis,
it's not
here's what they
gonna
do.
be no.
Lewis,
It's not
They're
gonna
gonna
be like
set
a
a date.
sit down
They're
event.
gonna set a
I don't
date.
think he's gonna have a press con. I don't think it's gonna be something, but I do think there's gonna be a clock down. There's gonna be
Clocked.
countdown. There's gonna be everything. Trust me.
It's
I
gonna
know.
be the
It's gonna be
decision
it's
is
his
in.
last-
We'll let you know at like 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's what
his
it's gonna be.
last
And they'll
year,
probably, like,
that
drop,
they're
like,
gonna
a
be
ad or
drooling
something.
over this fucking decision.
Like
if
a
anything,
2-minute
this is
vid.
probably a more bigger decision than the first decision,
No.
because this is his last hurrah.
Bigger decision than the first. That's a great question. What was the
Come on,
no
that was
Miami?
so
The
long
Miami
ago, like,
decision was crazy.
He's
He won
gone
2
on to
chips.
different places since then. It's like, I think this is a bigger.
I don't know. I think
He's
Because
taking
his
a
last
fucking risk.
team, I think it's bigger because his last team.
All right, fair enough. All right, the nostalgia of it. It was like, oh my gosh, LeBron, look how many years he played.
Before he went to
last team.
Cleveland and the Lakers, it wasn't. It was big, but it didn't seem that big. They're gonna make this big because guess what?
Yeah.
The NBA also needs viewership, and they need people to put attention on them in the offseason. So they listen. If the NBA is smart, which they haven't been the past couple of years, to get their NBA offseason some talk, this would do that.
Oh yeah.
If we get a week straight of NBA and LeBron, NBA's done their job.
I mean, this NBA free agency has already been fucking crazy. Like this NBA free agency has been so active since like
Right.
2016.
For this
This is
week.
insane.
For this week. Now for the next week, it's all LeBron. Because now everybody's
Yeah,
done.
everybody's
Everyone
done.
that every
they got that shit
superstar that
out the
needed
way.
to get traded got traded.
Got this shit out the way.
All right? Now it's LeBron's time
Oh,
because
yeah.
it's LeBron's time. So
Yeah.
now this is the decision right here.
I think like they'll have the message out. They'll put like we'll post like something at like 10 p.m. or whatever, or like midnight. The decision gets made, and then they'll post like a 5-minute video of like LeBron throughout the years and what's led him to this, and it's very curated and crafted, and I could just see that. And then like the last second of the video, the team pops up, him with the jersey on. You know what I'm saying? Like something like that is probably what's gonna take place. Let's.
Shams cannot ruin it.
No, he cannot.
Shams cannot ruin it.
No.
Shams has to let it play out till that decision
Rich
comes.
Paul will keep his cards close to his chest. That's how they say it. Yeah. But that's gonna do it for basketball, pretty much. Now, chat, it's time to talk about the AFC South. We're talking football, baby. Jess, you came at
We're
the
talking
right
football.
time. Okay, here we go.
Didn't
It's
you guys go over this last week?
the last week was the
Different
NFC
division.
South, the National Football
Oh.
Conference.
Now, Jess, real quick, what's your prediction for the NFC South so we get it on paper?
On
I
paper.
you know-
wasn't think-
On paper.
Do you know who team the team that is?
Yeah, I think we didn't you guys say that it was like the worst conference,
It's awful.
Yeah, it's
the
not
worst
great.
division?
Yeah.
It's awful.
Okay, they have no one.
I'll run.
Saints,
Saints. Yes. She could do this.
not the Colts.
Not the Colts. We're doing that today.
Ah, Jess.
Saying, oh god, I can't think of the teams right now.
Jessica.
Wait, the
your
Saints?
ball
Don't tell
knowledge-
me.
Your ball knowledge.
You got
needs to
this.
show right now, because this is insane.
You got this. You got this.
Where's your ball
Right now.
knowledge?
The Jaguars, no, they're AFC.
No, we're talking about them today. NFC.
NFC.
Okay. But who the fuck is in the NFC South?
Jess,
Don't
ball
tell me.
knowledge, please.
You got this. You got this.
I do have ball, but look, it's been you guys know what I've been to the last.
It's
few
one of
years.
those second teams.
Oh, the Bucks.
Okay, there we
Huh?
go.
The Bucks. Okay, the Bucks aren't bad.
Uh huh.
Okay.
What are the
I'll
teams
say
they
the Bucks
got?
are probably
What are the
number
teams
two.
they got?
All
in
right, two
there?
more teams.
Two
Two more
more.
teams.
What color
One
is
you should get,
What color
100%.
is Daniel's shirt? That's the color scheme for the fucking team.
Wait, I can't even. He's a black box right now because my Discord is messed up. So it was blue.
Huh?
He's wearing
Uh-huh.
a blue shirt. Wasn't he wearing a blue shirt?
Yeah.
I'm wearing a blue shirt, yes.
What team's in the NFC South that wears blue?
Not the Cowboys. No,
No.
wait, that's the no. I can't think. I don't know.
Jess.
I really can't.
Okay. They were in the
really
playoffs last
They were in
year.
the playoffs last year.
playoff
They had a
last-
crazy game.
They played the Rams.
The Rams.
Played the Rams.
Okay.
Bryce
remember the
Bryce
fucking
Young.
playoff.
Look, wait, no.
Oh wait, the Texans, right? The Texans. No,
No,
that's AFC South. That's the day. I
Jess.
can't.
It's
I
the
can't.
Carolina Panthers.
Oh, the Panthers.
Jess, their coach is hot to you. You knew that. That was my next guess. Their coach is hot.
The Panthers. The people who don't ever. Okay, you can't fault me for not fucking. thinking
Next,
about the
and
Panthers.
then
Come on.
and then
All right,
there's last one.
Last team. This one she won't get.
This one.
This one's fine.
This one is Jess, please.
No, give me a hint.
It's a bird.
The bird.
The Falcons.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Okay.
My
See?
God. Oh,
All right.
the Cowboys.
Okay, so if I'm gonna rank them right now,
Yes.
Yeah, if you had to rank them based
I
on
would
how they're
say-
gonna do next season.
last year, I mean,
So last year it was Panthers, Bucks, Falcons, Saints.
I would say
The Panthers
Bucks-
added nobody. The Bucks added nobody. The Falcons got Stefanski and Tua as their quarterback.
that's right,
Added
they-
nobody.
the Saints added nobody.
Well, they added some guys.
I mean, you really want to? I would honestly rather put the Bucks before the Falcons.
So who's your 1 through
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4?
Bucks,
Mm-hmm.
Falcons, Panthers, Saints.
Wow.
Is that backwards?
You know what me and Lewis said?
I think
can't
it's
remember what
pretty
you guys
much
said.
backwards. Funny part.
So,
I just feel like the. I
It's
feel like the
backwards.
Bucks got Baker. I
Just-
mean, I don't know.
Daniel, it's backwards. It's literally
so
backwards.
I had going bottom up Falcons, Bucks, Panthers, Saints.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
I did, yeah.
I had Atlanta at 4, Tampa at 3, Panthers at 2, Saints at 1.
Saints won. Why?
Because I'm thinking the Saints are going to win 7 games to win that division. And I'm not kidding.
Yeah, we went through it. It was abysmal.
I know you went through the schedule.
I
know.
gave the Saints a couple more wins. I gave them 9 and 8, and to win the division. Yeah.
Didn't they? How many games did they win last year?
They won 6 and 11.
6.
Yeah.
Jess, this division is awful.
Yeah,
Their
it is.
schedules are hard.
Hard
And somehow
yeah.
the Saints have the better schedule to win this division.
Yeah.
I was dumbfounded last week.
Also,
Dumbfounded.
I like their off-season moves. Their offense is really good in terms of skill positions. Their offensive line, if you look at it, is very good. They picked up some guys as well. And just if that defense could play well, that is well coached. And Kellen Moore's second year as the Saints head coach with Tyler Shuck. Hold on.
Yeah, but I feel like the Panthers are on they're on on the right trajectory going up.
They are.
But their
schedule.
schedule doesn't help them.
No.
They're playing some tough teams this year.
Well,
Well, we're not emotionally attached to the NFC South, so God bless them.
hey,
That's right.
I am. Damn it. I'll
Oh,
always
you
I'll always be emotionally attached to
That's
Baker.
how a white man runs the
Look,
football.
Lawrence, I'm
That's my
saying the
guy.
Bucks are number one because I think that out of all those teams, they got the better quarterback.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of their success has to depend on What if Baker has a phenomenal year, a decent year?
For the first 6 games.
I don't know. I wasn't there for the schedule. Like I didn't go because I don't know what their schedule is.
Well,
like, so
remember
I feel
Baker
like
last year was MVP for the first 6 games and fell off a cliff.
he did.
Yep.
But I feel like last year was like an anomaly. I don't know, but I don't know.
It was an anomaly. Cool. I'm
Well, I mean,
glad
like,
you
it
think
was
that.
funky.
I don't.
It
But
was
you know,
funky.
we'll get into the
It was
others.
funky. That's a better word.
He's funky. Like smelly? Like what do you mean funky? Like
Well, I mean, it was weird. Like your first 6 games
Oh,
are
yeah, it's
great, and then it's like it's like okay, that was a little.
it was
You're
A
weird.
little
Sorry.
funky.
You're a little funky. A little dirty. You know what I'm saying? Go put some deodorant on. You
Questionable.
a little
Like,
funky.
what the fuck happened?
Yeah. Go spray some cologne on. What's going on here? Clean up. All right. Now moving on. We're gonna get
Last year
into
seemed so far.
we are going to get into the AFC South Division review, starting from worst, going on to first, and we are starting with the Tennessee Titans. Yay! All right, let's make this fucking quick, okay? The Tennessee Titans were ass. They were 3-14, dog shit. They added some guys in free agency, and that's pretty
Still
much
dog shit?
Yeah. Well, they got a new head coach. They added some guys in free agency. Most notably, I believe it's Wan'Dale Robinson. I believe was their
Wan'Dale
biggest.
Robinson. They drafted Carno Tate with their first pick.
Yep.
Calvin Ridley's also there. John Flicker Meyer signed there. Jermaine Johnson was traded there.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, the two biggest moves for them were bringing Robert Saleh as the head coach and Brian Daboll as the offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
Those were the two biggest moves, in my opinion, for the Titans. Yeah, I mean, look, this team was bad, but not. I didn't feel like they were terrible. They were funky, to quote Jess. But I think everything is dependent on Cam Ward. Now, Cam Ward had a decent rookie year. There were highs and lows, but he wasn't terrible and he wasn't great.
And do you think he's going to flourish under Saleh?
Well, this is the question, right? He's got a better O-line. He's got better receivers this year. Ronald Robinson and Carno Tate are going to be better receivers, better options to throw the ball to him. His O-line is good. Tony Pollard as the number one is dog shit. We'll work with that. Brian Daboll is the question, right? Because Brian Daboll has never really worked with somebody like Cam Ward, in my opinion. Josh Allen was more mobile, probably the same size as Cam Ward, but he's more mobile than Cam Ward. And then Jackson Dark's the complete opposite of Cam Ward. Cam Ward's a pocket passer. He's not going to move around a whole lot, and he's going to sit in that pocket and throw the rock. He's got a great arm. So we'll see what Brian Daboll can do with him, because it's a different quarterback that he's working with. Maybe he'll turn into a more mobile quarterback. I don't know. But Brian Daboll, as an OC, was phenomenal. Was great. Knew how to draw and call plays. Robert Saleh, as a defensive guy with San Francisco last year, was great. Made the best out of nothing. And this Titans defense is kind of nothing. But it's young and it's moldable. And Robert Saleh loves a young and mobile defense. Right? There's good things about this team.
Mm-hmm.
Just, is the talent there yet? Probably not.
No.
But I think they're going to be better than what their record would show. I don't think they're going to have a high record, but I think they're going to be better than what their actually record is showing. I think they'll be a good team that looks like shit, if that makes sense.
Fair enough. I mean, last year, we don't even need to go over wins and losses. They won 3 games. There's nothing to evaluate about this. They were awful. So let's just get into the funnest game that we love, that we know. What's their schedule? What is their schedule? It's
gonna be so long.
What is their schedule? Hey Jess, you've only been here for like 15 minutes of it. Imagine.
But I
us
worked
being
all
here-
day. Come on.
Imagine us being here for the last hour and a half. It's long.
I
for
know,
us too.
but I'm saying
We're here.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
We're gonna get
getting
there. Don't worry. 2026 Tennessee Titans schedule. Let's talk about it. Week 1, they're opening up against the Jets. How we feel?
Oh God.
You know what? Week 1
Overall.
Jets are a good team. They lose that one. Week 1 Jets are good.
All right.
Week 1 Jets are elite.
0-1 to start the year.
I
Next,
guess the
Tough
Jets-
game.
tough game.
Tough game, but they lose it.
Week 2, taking on Philly.
Loss.
That's a loss. Week 3, taking on the New York Giants.
Loss.
Week 4 against the Baltimore Ravens.
Loss.
Week 5 against the Houston Texans.
May win that
Yeah.
one.
The defense is still the defense, but the offense of the Texans is very questionable.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
there.
We'll get there. You know, I'll give it to them. I'll
I'm
give it
saying
to
they're
them.
gonna win.
I'll give it to them.
All right.
It may be like a point.
1-4 to start the
1
year.
and 4.
Going to week 6 into Indianapolis to face the Colts.
Loss.
Ah!
We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there.
All right.
We'll get there.
1-5.
Okay.
All right. Week 7 against Cleveland.
They can win.
That's a ship. They should win, right?
They should win.
They should
this.
win.
Let's just give that to them.
We'll
They
give it
can
2
win
and 5.
it.
2-5.
2-5.
Week 8 at Cincinnati. Sorry,
Loss.
they're getting fucking spanked.
Loss.
2-6.
Loss.
Week 9, bye week. Hey yo.
Loss.
Week number 10 against Jacksonville.
Loss.
Yeah.
Loss.
So what's that? 2-7.
2 and 7.
Week 11 against Dallas.
Loss.
All right, 2-8. Week 12 against Jacksonville.
Loss.
Another loss.
Oh my god. What is that? That's fucking
2-9.
2-9. Week 13 against Washington.
With or without Brandon Ayuk.
At this point, we'll
It's
say
not going
without.
nowhere.
They may win that one.
They 3
They may win that one.
3-9. Okay. Week 14 against the Detroit Lions.
Loss.
Loss.
Okay. How many
3 and
losses
10.
is that? 3-10?
3 and 10.
This is against the Colts again in week 15.
Loss.
Yeah. Okay. 3-11.
I got to get back.
Against the Las Vegas.
They'll win.
All right. 4-11.
4-11.
Week 17 against Pittsburgh.
They'll lose. 4 and 12.
And week 18 against Houston at Houston as well.
They'll lose.
They'll lose.
All right. So how many wins is that? 4-13?
They're 4 and 13. One win better than they were last year, which I think is fair. I think that's fair.
I think if I had to give him another win, maybe in like a shootout versus Detroit. Like no defense has played the entire game, and then they just like score 40 or some shit. I don't know.
If I had to give them another win, I'd say they probably beat Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay. That could be something. Late year, Pittsburgh might struggle a little bit. Late year.
Yeah.
Who knows? I don't know, but 4-13.
That's what I would say.
That's pretty fair. They're still not a great team.
I don't see him getting more than 6 wins. I'd be very surprised by that.
Yeah, 100%. What do you think their over under is? I'd say like
5.
Yeah, yeah, 5. Well, 4-13. Tennessee Titans.
They're rebuilding. They're getting better. They're getting better.
They're gonna get.
They're getting better.
They're gonna.
They're gonna get there.
We're getting there, chat. We're getting there. We're getting there. Okay. Next, we have the Indianapolis Colts at 8-9 last year. Let's talk about it.
And they still have Daniel Jones, right?
Yeah, they do. So last year was a really interesting year for the Indianapolis Colts. I mean, if you just look at their schedule and you look at how the games played, they were cooking. Through their first 8 weeks, they lost 1 game, and that was to the Los Angeles Rams. They were fantastic. Daniel Jones was dropping 250-plus passing yard games like it was routine. Jonathan Taylor was getting 100-plus yards from scrimmage and 2-3 touchdowns every single time he touched the ball, it seemed like. Right? And then after the bye week, just all fell off a cliff. Loss.
They got hurt.
And Daniel Jones, he got hurt in, I believe it was the Atlanta game or the Kansas City game, where he got hurt, but he was still able to play. And he basically was just a shell of himself once he got hurt. He was playing through injury, and then he tore his Achilles. So that sucks for him. Objectively speaking, played really good. Surprised the fuck out of me. Was not expecting that from Daniel Jones. And he had a good supporting cast around him, right? You had Michael Pittman, you had Alec Pierce, you had Tyler Warren, right? They had some really good players around him to elevate his game. But once he went down, it was clip. And now he potentially is going to come back next year. We're going to see how he looks. It's a
This
tough
has
one.
sparked a big debate between us.
Yeah.
They gave him a lot of money.
They're banking on him.
And when we're predicting their schedule, it's going to be tough too, because like, are we going to predict that Daniel Jones is going to come back fully healthy in the exact same way that he was last year? I don't know. This is going to be one of the tougher schedule predictions that we will have to make this upcoming year. But, we're just looking at the roster. They got rid of Michael Pittman, so Alec Pierce is now their main guy at wide receiver. Still got Tyler Warren. Your offensive line is good.
Still got Jonathan Taylor.
Yes. Sauce Gardner on the defensive end. He pretty much is going to have now a full year there to really grow into his role. Good players on the edge. The D-line is, I think, really solid with Leatu Latu, Grover Stewart, DeForest Buckner, JT Tuimoloau. I think they're really good. Cam Bynum on the back end, Travarius Ward as well. If these guys can stay healthy, that defensive front is really good. Does anybody have anything else to add before we get into their schedule?
I would say, since we don't know if they're gonna, how soon, or if he'll be as healthy, you just have to kind of base it as them performing overall as a team. Like, is their coach good enough to beat that coach? Is their offensive line still decent compared to this other? I think it's best to just base it overall.
Fair enough.
I'll say,
and how they did last year. We don't have to cut them any slack.
What do you mean by that?
Because I'm saying, like, we just have to judge it as a team, right? And because we don't know if Daniel Jones is going to come back healthy or be the same or different, we shouldn't give them the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
How they played last year is how we have to judge how they're going to play this year. Because we don't know what it looks like. So we can only base it on, like, the actual. We can't, no slack for them.
I'll say this, and then we'll get into it. I think this is going to be the most debatable schedule that we're going to do as a group. Because I feel like how I felt last year, Daniel Jones was the missing piece of this team. They were on a run, and I feel like they could have had a good playoff run with Daniel Jones before he got hurt, right? I broke Lewis with putting him in my top 10. Lewis had a knip shit with that. We had a big debate over that. So I am of the belief of Daniel Jones, right? I also really like this roster. I do. And even though they had Phillip Rivers at 47 years old as their quarterback, getting the tax write-off, they lost close games with Phillip Rivers as their quarterback. And they were still 8-9. Like, they were maybe 2 wins away from a playoff spot, right? And Anthony Richardson, I don't, we'll see what happens with that. But if he's going to start, I don't see them being as successful. But I don't think they're going to be bad. I think Daniel Jones is that much of an improvement over every quarterback in their room. And I think Daniel Jones could play and help them get to that elite level. So this is going to be, I'm very interested to see where we go with the schedule. Because I think it can go a lot of different ways.
Yep, fair enough. And now, here we go. What's their schedule? Indianapolis. What's their schedule? Oh, yeah. All right, here we go. 2026 Indianapolis Colts schedule. Week 1, taking on the Baltimore Ravens.
Lose.
Yeah.
I'll give them a loss there.
Yeah.
Of course.
0-1. Week 2 at Kansas City.
Lost.
I'd be inclined to agree.
I'm saying win.
Ooh. Look at Justice's face.
Based on the sole fact, when we get
against biracial people greatness, BPG, you know you gonna get a look from Jess.
Listen.
Glad you
Listen.
remembered.
Listen, I've been saying it all division reviews that we've done when we talk about the Chiefs. I'm not high on this roster. When we get to them, I'll explain why. With Daniel Jones, they played them to overtime and they lost. In overtime by 3 points.
I know what Jess is gonna say. Yeah, but they still lost. Exactly.
Yeah, they still did lose, and the reason why I say loss for this particular game is because I feel like if Patrick Mahomes is back healthy, I think they're gonna try and do a tear through the league. They're gonna try and make a point for every game. Like they're gonna try and lay an ass whipping down. And I just feel like to them, I don't know if they see the Colts as like a major. They just want to stomp the competition out. I think they're gonna be on some shit this year. I don't know if they're gonna be great, but I don't think the Colts are gonna be the ones where they trip, where they lose.
All right. So I got them at 0-2. You got them at 1-1. Moving on to week 3.
Man, when we get to the AFC West, we're gonna have a fun debate about that division. Tell you that right now.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna have a long debate about that division.
Because I think we know who Jess is gonna pick to be number 1.
And I'm gonna wholeheartedly disagree.
Yep.
I don't
me
think
as well.
you don't know who I'm gonna pick.
Well,
You don't know who I'm gonna
okay.
pick.
Well.
Okay.
You don't know.
Okay.
Does a clock
We don't know.
strike 12?
At midnight, there's a bear shit in the woods. There's a fish swim in water. There's a Pope Catholic.
Oh my God, no.
like-
Listen, I just whatever.
Is the
I think
sky
when we go
blue?
over their schedule, you guys may be looking at it like, well, let's be honest. Are these teams gonna really be like? May come around to my side, but whatever.
Is Daniel
I have one-
Italian? Am I Puerto Rican? I think we know. You know what I mean?
I think we know what's gonna happen when we get there.
You don't know nothing. You
All
know
right.
nothing, John.
Fair
No.
enough. Well,
You know
let's try to
nothing.
predict week 3
I'm getting
against
there. That point.
Houston.
Just getting to that point.
Oh, good.
For the Indianapolis Colts,
Hu-
week 3 versus Houston.
Houston.
How we feeling? I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Where are they
Hmm.
playing? In Houston or in Indianapolis?
Indianapolis.
You know what? I think they could win that one.
Ooh.
I'll say this is a 1-1. I think they split this game. They go 1-1. So I'll give them the win right now, but I'll give them the loss later on.
I'll give them the win later, but I'll give them the loss now.
Okay, so I'm 2-1.
I'm not
And
keeping
you-
score because too many.
Okay, I'm 2-1. I got this. I'm 2-1. Jess is 1-2. Lewis is 0-3.
Week 4
Okay.
versus Washington. I think we know what we're picking.
They're
I'm
winning
picking
that.
win. Yeah, it's a 9:30 game. Ooh, is this in London?
in the
out.
morning.
Germany? 9:30 in the morning, week 4. Like that.
They're away.
Yeah.
They are going to the UK in London and Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Nice. Like that.
God bless 'em.
So 1-3, week 4 for me. Week 5 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Fuck.
Loss.
They're winning.
They're winning.
Oh.
They're winning. I think they're winning.
Guys, I have them at 5-1.
2-3. God bless your heart.
Sure.
The
whatever.
Tennessee Titans, week 6.
They
winning.
win.
They're winning that. Yeah.
They're
3-3.
6-1.
Week 7 against the Minnesota Vikings.
They'll lose that
3
one.
or 4. Yeah.
6-2.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll lose. I
Against
agree.
Jacksonville, week 8. They could split. I'll give them.
They'll split that
the
one.
win here.
We give them the win here.
Yeah, so I'll go 4-4 here.
I'm 7. I'm 6-2. 6-2.
6-2. Okay.
Yeah.
Week 9,
Dallas.
Dallas.
They'll lose to Dallas for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I'll give Dallas this. So
6-3.
4-5. Miami, week 10. They'll
beat
crushing
Miami. They're beating
It's
Miami.
Not even a fucking question.
They're 7-3.
5-5.
5-5.
Against
7-3,
Houston,
7-5.
week 11. I said
We split
loss,
that.
so they're gonna get the split. So 6-5 for me.
Yeah, they'll lose this one, so they're 7-4.
Sunday, week 12, New York Giants. We're winning that.
Yeah, I'll give you that one. All right, I'll give you that one.
It's a loss for them.
8 and
So
5.
what's that? I think I'm 6-6.
No, I'm 7 and 5.
Am I 6-6?
Yes, 7 and 5. You're 6 and 6. Yeah.
Okay, week 13, bye week. Hey yo. Week 14 at Philadelphia.
Loss.
Loss.
Chad.
Actually?
They're gonna be 6 and 7. 6 and 7.
I say it's a loss because I'm banking on Philly still being the better team overall,
6 and 7.
even if they have a struggle or two throughout the season.
I hate this Philly team though too.
6 and 7.
But they'll lose. I that could be a swing game, but I do think they lose. I do think they lose.
Week 15 against the Titans, they're winning. So 7 and 7
They're winning.
for me. Week 16 against Cincinnati.
9 and
I'm very
7.
high on Cincinnati. I think that the Colts will lose.
Yeah, they're gonna
So
lose.
7 and 8, I think. Cleveland, we know they're winning. So for me, it's 8 and 8.
9 and 7.
For the last week of Jacksonville, did I give them the win at week 8? I think I did. So I'll give them the loss here. So I have them at 8 and 9.
I have them at 9 and 8.
Daniel,
I
we're
wasn't
not that
thinking
far
back,
off.
no.
Where
We're not that far
Where
off.
can you give him a loss, Daniel? No, but where can I give him a win? You know?
Just I think if I was counting, you're at like 7 and 10.
I think that's more realistic, to be honest, but that's just me.
So we're literally all in ascending order. You're 7 and 10. I'm 8 and 9. He's 9 and 8.
I'm 9 and 8.
If they fall
I
in
could
between
see-
that,
I-
our
I-
ego's boosted. You know what I'm saying?
I can't. If I'm being technical, and we're gonna be argumentative, I could see 11.
Pat
I
McAfee
think that-
would love you.
I think there's a chance they could beat Philly, and I think there's a chance they can beat Dallas.
Dallas,
that's m-
I can understand that
that's my
that could be
opinion.
up and up, but I honestly think when it comes to Philly, it really depends on how Philly's going that year.
I don't see Philly having a good year. I have a gut feeling about them.
You think they're going to be bad, or do you just
Not
think they're
bad,
gonna
but
be,
not
like,
the
domineering like
expectation
they've
of that
been?
division.
They're gonna
I think they're
win
gonna be
10
very-
games, and Daniel's gonna be pissed because like they didn't get like 13 wins.
But I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna say that. Listen, I'm gonna pull just out a page book. You know what I'm gonna do. You don't know. You don't know.
Alright.
You don't know what I'm gonna do when we
All
get
right,
there.
does AJ Brown read a book on the sideline? You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
Does
I'm
Jalen
not
Hurts
saying they're
drop
gonna finish
inspirational
last,
quotes?
but I okay. When we get to them, we get to them.
We'll
but
get to that.
I'm gonna stick with 9 and 8 for the Colts, but I could see an argument for 11 wins in my opinion.
I could definitely go 9 and 8, maybe 10, but I would say 8 and 9 for me is a bit more realistic.
But I think also too, last thing I'll say, they have to make the playoffs this year. They've gone so long without it that they have to make the playoffs. Like you found your quarterback, you have the best running back in football, great O-line, and a top 10 defense. You have to make the playoffs this year.
Now, moving on to a team that did make the playoffs last year. At 12 and 5, it's the Houston Texans. Woo! Woohoo! Let's talk about it. Good team last year. The defense was literally like one of the best defenses I've ever seen in my entire life. They literally were like the personification of bullies on the football field. They literally just wanted to fight everybody and destroy them and beat them up. And when we're looking at their schedule, right, they opened the year 0-3, right, was not good. And then they start getting some really, really good wins, right? And also the offense of the Houston Texans was completely cooked. They lost Tank Dell. They lost Joe Mixon. And I think Nico Collins was hurt for a little bit too. So they were not healthy a lot, and the offensive line was still not good for the Texans as well. So that could be a reason why they started a little bit shaky. And the defense just wasn't playing up to their standard that we expected them at the late end of the season. But then from week 4 till week 18, they lost 2 games. They were fucking fantastic, right? The defense was cooking. They beat some really good teams. They beat Buffalo. They beat Indy. They beat Kansas City. They beat the Chargers. They beat Indy twice. They beat San Francisco. The only teams that they lost to was Seattle and Denver. I would say those are pretty decent losses to have on your record book, right? If we're just talking about really good teams, Denver's a really good team. Seattle won the fucking Super Bowl. Oh my god, you lose to those guys, right? Regular season, and you still got 12-5, so that's pretty good. And then playoffs happened. Smoked Pittsburgh, 30-6, destroyed them. Not because they were the greatest thing since sliced bread, though. CJ Stroud had how many fucking turnovers in this game?
Wasn't his shining moment.
Was not his shining moment, but they still won. They destroyed them, and they didn't even play good. Then they play the New England Patriots, and they get beat, right? The highest rushing total was Woody Marks with 17 rushing yards. And it felt like every time CJ Stroud threw a pass, that shit was going to get picked off. Down the stretch of the year, into playoffs, he was dog shit. He regressed. He looked like he didn't know what he was doing half the time. He drops back, he gets the ball. It's kind of like he's confused on what he's doing on the field. Like, oh, wait, I'm the quarterback? Oh, wait, I got to be accurate? Oh, wait, I can't just throw the ball whenever I want. There's, like, timing and anticipation I got to do? Oh. What? Like, he regressed so much, and, like, the opinion of CJ Stroud has dropped so much. But just recently, we were talking about him being a top 10 quarterback. I was glazing the fuck out of him. I had him top 5. I was glazing the fuck out of him. And then he just steadily's been regressing. And now Houston's talking about not picking up his 5th-year option. No, or not looking to extend him or whatever. Like, you know what I'm trying to say. So they're basically trying to wait it out and see if CJ Stroud's really the guy. So who knows what this next year's going to look like, man. It's interesting.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. I think this defense is going to have to do a lot of heavy lifting. Again, this is a legit top 3 defense in the league. It's that good. You saw it on display against Pittsburgh. They could take over and dominate a game. If CJ Stroud can just be
consistent,
a fraction of his rookie year self, they'll win a lot of games. Like, he doesn't need to be top 5 guy.
If he's not the same, if he does not resemble rookie year, what year is this?
This is year 4.
Year 4.
Okay.
Great rookie year, mid-second year, arguably bad 3rd year.
These could be some growing pains, but I think maybe next year, if he's shit this year, probably only has one more year to be like, okay, maybe the rookie year was a fluke year. Maybe he was new, hungry, the stars aligned, proper team, proper coach, and he just hit the jackpot. Because he should be ascending, not descending. Like it's because then what is it? You have the elite defense, but now you don't have an arm. What happened? He's just too inconsistent.
Because when he was hurt and David Mills came in, all of a sudden that offense was humming.
Yo, Davis Mills, one of the greatest backups of all time. Because Davis Mills, he's been plotting. Okay, when Davis Mills got in the room, he played 1 full year as the Texas starting quarterback before they drafted CJ Stroud. They lost a lot. They sucked. But he showed some flash. Let's just keep him stacked. He had some of those games you're like, oh, who's this guy at quarterback for this fucking 2-win team? He showed some good promise. So he's a solid quarterback. And and I think D'Amico Ryans knows this too. If CJ Stroud is trash, they're gonna go with Davis Mills at some point. If CJ Stroud doesn't get this shit together, Davis Mills, hey, job's yours.
That's not ridiculous.
That's not ridiculous. That's not ridiculous.
That's not
It's
ridiculous.
not. It's really not.
Maybe they trade. Maybe they trade him for another quarterback.
Trade Stroud?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Lewis, I love how you and me both perked up the minute she said trade.
Whoa. I mean,
You know, maybe
somebody
they
would
get
take a
quarterback.
flyer on him.
Somebody has
would.
to.
Somebody would, 100%. Because the
Maybe
untapped
somebody
potential is
who
Yeah,
may
Jess?
have to the current quarterback. They may have to contract is coming up. They may have to pay this quarterback big money, big money. So maybe they don't want to pay him. Maybe this quarterback is still pissed off that his defense fucking sucks.
Oh, I think
But
I know
now
what she's
the
talking
Texans
about.
got a good ass defense,
I know
and
what
they
she's
just need a
talking
good ass
about.
quarterback.
Hey, are you talking about my boy, Baker Mayfield? You talking about my guy?
I don't know if I'm talking about Baker Mayfield.
You literally explained his whole entire thing.
No, Lewis, you don't know who she's talking about?
No, I thought it was
Be
Baker
for real
Mayfield
right
the
now.
entire time. Because, Baker Mayfield, right, they may not pay him, extend him in
I mean, I guess you can
Tampa.
put Baker Mayfield in that formulation too, but I
Yeah.
wasn't referring
Wolf,
to Baker
who's
Mayfield.
the one guy she's been clamoring to get traded
Oh,
out of the
Joe
situation?
Burrow.
Thank you. For the love of God. Who's the one guy she's been clamoring for years
But you
to
know
get out of
what? But you know
Cincinnati?
what? I've been only thinking about Joe Burrow to the Jets. That's the only thing I've been thinking about. So my bad.
No,
My bad.
Not gonna happen.
Listen, is that
My
not
bad.
phenomenal for the Jets? Of course, but I honestly feel like until the Jets show that they have some type of stability and troopers, I mean,
Yeah,
We'll get there.
we'll get there. We'll get
yeah,
there.
we'll get there.
Now,
We'll get there with them.
Houston roster, they added David Montgomery. Yeah. Braden Smith. Nice. Wyatt Teller, not bad. Their offensive line's noticeably better. So I will say that they have tried. Tank Dell's gonna come back this season. Yay.
Nico
I
Collins
love me
is
some
going to be
Tank Dell.
healthy.
Nico Collins is gonna be healthy. Jada Higgins is gonna be there. Jalen Noel.
One
Got some
of
decent wide
Jessica's favorite players, Nico Collins.
Nico Collins, that's right. And the defense is great. So who knows what they could do. But let's play the game. What's their schedule? What's their schedule? Yeah. What is their schedule? Let's get it. The Houston Texans 2026 NFL schedule starting off week 1 against Buffalo.
They beat Buffalo.
Oh, they lose.
Ooh!
But they beat Buffalo last year.
Ooh!
But they beat Buffalo.
Ooh!
But Jessica, hang on a second. They beat Buffalo last year.
Where are they? Where are they? Are they in Buffalo week 1?
No.
Or
They're in Houston.
Texas?
No, they're in Houston. And they beat Buffalo in Houston pretty badly.
It wasn't bad.
Was it
They
bad?
did.
It wasn't
They did.
badly.
That
It
was
was
nice.
alright. It was a good win for them. I'd say loss. Week 1, Josh Allen. I like that. I like my chances with week 1, Josh
Fine.
Allen. I'll say loss.
I agree. Loss.
I'll say loss. Week 2 versus Cincinnati. This is a win for them. Okay? We know about early season struggles, Cincinnati. It's not week 1, it's
Yeah,
going to be
yeah,
week 2.
true. That's true.
They
Can't
struggle
argue.
they struggle early. They just
They're gonna
do.
lose like their first 5 games and then go on like some wild, crazy streak, and then something's gonna happen to Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow's going to end season 8 and 9 to be like, we couldn't beat Houston.
Yeah. Right? Damn, if all we just did was win that week 2 matchup, we would have been in. So 1-1 to start. Week 3 against Indianapolis Colts.
I will say this real quick, too. Just real quick. I will say this. They're either going to lose to Buffalo, beat Cincinnati, or beat Buffalo, lose Cincinnati. That's my opinion.
Okay. So it's going to be 1-1 either way.
1-1 either way.
Week 3 against Indy,
The
I think
three-
they split.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll give them the win here.
I'll give them the win here too, because I'll just give them the loss later.
2-1.
Team? I didn't hear it.
Indy.
Indianapolis.
Colts.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Week 4, against Dallas.
They couldn't win.
Texas Derby.
I give them the win. Give them the win. Aaron.
Yeah.
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 Give them the
3-1.
3-1.
Tennessee.
Tennessee, that's 4-1.
4-1.
That's a dub. They really get 2
Jacksonville.
free dubs against Tennessee. God bless them.
Yeah, they
God bless.
definitely can.
Week 6 against Jacksonville.
Jacksonville. They split Jacksonville.
They can split.
They can win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll give them that. So 5-1.
Win here.
to start the year.
5-1.
Week 7
No,
against the
4-1.
Giants.
No, yeah, I'm stupid. 5-1. Sorry.
Week 7 against the Giants, Chad. Now listen, I'm all for
Lewis?
defense.
Where are they playing?
They're
They're
playing,
in Houston.
Now look,
They can probably.
I'm all
win.
for Houston and defense and barbecue and bull riding shows and I'm all for all of
You mean
the. I'm all for
rodeos?
the Rockets. I'm all for San Antonio. I'm all for Texas things, right? I'm all for cowboy hats. But when Cam Scatterboot comes into your shit, you getting mugged, bruh. Giants getting that win. Don't give a fuck. Let's talk
Okay.
about it. All right,
Fair
5-2. Fuck that. All right, then
Fair
they
enough.
then they
I'll
go
gi-
into
I'll-
the bye week. Week 9 against Los Angeles.
Loss.
I think they could win that, man.
I'm sorry, but a few weeks ago, you guys made it seem like the Rams were going to be undefeatable, unstoppable, with all
I'm
their
sa-
new toys.
I'm saying this because Justin Herbert
Jess, hold on.
faced
It's the
a
Chargers,
much
not the
worse
Rams.
defense, and
You said the Rams, though.
It's Chargers. I
this
said
is-
Chargers.
the LA Chargers.
I said
But you
I
said
said Los
Rams.
Angeles Chargers.
No,
I-
he
you
said
said
Chargers.
Rams.
Jess,
said- he
okay,
said-
Jess, hold
He
on,
didn't
hold
say
on, Daniel,
Chargers.
hold on.
You said
I'm pulling
Rams.
up
Okay,
stream.
so chat,
I'm
this
pulling
is
up stream.
this is
I'm
one of
pulling
the
up stream.
Jess moments where she's objectively
stream.
wrong and everybody
No,
said she's
I'm
wrong.
not, I
pulling up-
didn't mishear.
I said Chargers.
I didn't mishear.
I
heard
literally-
you say Rams.
Okay, let's.
I
pull
heard
up
you
this-
say Rams.
But Daniel, you know what?
Okay. I could. Okay. I'm gonna play it. All right. I understand. That's all I'll say.
Okay. Don't give a fuck. Let's talk
Okay.
about it. All right,
Fair
5-2. Fuck that. All right, then
Fair
they
enough.
go to the bye week. Week 9 against Los Angeles. Oh, I just said Los Angeles. Okay.
Oh, so I made it. Okay. Well, I assumed the Rams.
Right. So
That's so
I
funny.
could see, because me and Lewis are looking at the schedule.
Oh
both.
yeah.
looking at
Okay,
the
we're looking at
schedule.
the schedule.
So she
Oh, well.
assumed Rams, but we knew we were talking about
Okay.
the Chargers.
Okay, fair enough.
So
All
I
right.
can
But
understand
when
why
I
she
think
said that.
LA, I don't ever think of the Chargers.
Right?
That's fair.
You do think of San Diego.
That's fair.
What do you think of Chargers? Fair enough. All right. So, the Chargers.
Okay, the Chargers.
Week number 9.
Then yeah, they can win that.
Yeah.
I still think they can win.
Yeah.
I'll give them this.
I like LA though.
6-2. Against Cleveland, they're winning 7-2.
Winning
Easy.
7-2.
It's not even close. Against Indy,
They lose because they
they
split.
lose. Yeah, so 7-3.
7-3.
Baltimore, they're
Lose.
No,
They're losing. They're losing.
Where are they? Where are they? In Baltimore?
They're
They're
in
in
Houston.
Houston.
They're in Houston. They're
They
losing.
may win if they're in Houston.
They're losing. I'm giving them a loss. I don't care what you guys say. I'm giving them a loss. Ravens are my
look at
top
this-
team in this division.
Look at this brave guy over here. Look at this fucking guy. Oh,
I
don't
think
do
they're
bad.
gonna. I think if they're in Houston, they can win.
I think they can. Who's more likely though? Week 12.
It is more
Baltimore.
likely that the Ravens probably. But I honestly think they don't have to. They don't have to like blow out the Ravens. They can just win by a fucking field goal or a point. Like they could win if they're at home.
Yeah.
If CJ Stroud is actually performing well.
We're assuming CJ Stroud's elite. We're assuming this.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess. Yeah.
You
if
know
he's
what?
like last year, then I go.
You know what?
If he's playing decent, I think they can win.
Ravens gotta lose at least like 3 or 4 games, so I can give them one. Okay. So I give them Texans. Give
They're
me
losing.
Texans in this matchup. I'll go.
What are they
is that?
now?
8-3 for me.
8-3. I'm 7-4.
Yeah. Pittsburgh, they're
Win.
They're winning. Yeah. 9-3.
8-4.
Washington at week 14. They're
Win.
winning. Yeah. So what's that?
9-4.
10-3 for me.
You're 10-3. I'm 9-4.
Jacksonville. Did we say they split?
We split, so they lose this one.
They lose this one, so they're 10-4. Then week 16 against the Eagles.
Well, why is Philly doing this to me?
You said what week is this?
Week 16.
Week
They
16.
lose. Where are they? Philly or in Houston?
Philly.
They lose.
Yeah.
That's too close to the playoffs, and if Philly is playoff bound, they're gonna try and knock this shit out. I think.
But when we do Philly's schedule, I know I'm gonna look at this game and I'm gonna say Philly's gonna lose this game. I know it.
All right, 10-5.
I know it.
I mean, they could. I just don't
think
think
they
they
lose
will.
against Green
10-5.
Bay. Oh,
They can win.
I think so too. I think 11-5
can
here
win.
is good.
Green Bay is not.
And then
scaring me.
Tennessee,
They're good, but they're not scaring
Smoking
me.
them. I have them at 12 wins. I could see
I have
So
them
they're
at
basically
11
the
and
same as last year.
Yeah,
I have them 11-6.
I can see them at 11-6 too. This is very reasonable. Jess, what do you think?
Yeah.
You think that's fair?
You're a 12 or 11 kind of girl. What do you think?
Yeah.
I guess I think they could
12 o'clock.
12-5. No, not both. 12-5 if they're like last, because it's the same schedule. It's not. It's like this. 12, you should pick 12 wins. It's like last year. But I will say, I think if this is a year that CJ Stroud actually makes a comeback and he plays very well, as their schedule, they may have more wins than just 12.
That's fair.
That's bold.
That's actually
That's bold.
It's bold but fair, because that defense is elite.
Yeah, and if his game really improves, they may actually get into a rhythm, and that's it.
That's fair.
A force to be reckoned with.
Fair enough.
I will say this too. Because of their schedule, even if Stroud isn't at that level, I don't think the drop off is that bad. I could see with a bad CJ Stroud with this schedule,
10 wins.
maybe 9. Because the schedule is not that bad for them with that defense. Like half of a CJ Stroud could get 9-10 wins out of this team with the schedule.
That's fair. Yeah, I can agree with that. Yeah.
Is that the last team?
We're gonna move on to the last team.
We got one
We got one more
more.
team.
One more, Jess. Don't worry. We're getting
We're
there.
getting there.
We're getting there. We're getting there. Don't
I
worry.
could have sworn we went through all 4.
No.
but I know
No,
we
no,
didn't.
you're missing the team that went first place that nobody expected.
Then
Your boy had a career year.
He's not my boy.
You ready, Lewis?
Duval. Jacksonville Jaguars. 13-4. First season under Liam Cohen. They fucking cooked. Let me tell you. Let's just look at their fucking schedule, what they did last year. I mean, it's honestly remarkable what they were doing last year. They, from week 11 to week 18, they went on a fucking tear. They didn't lose a game. The last game they lost was week 10 at Houston. And they really only lost to some good-ass teams, right? Cincinnati, early year, we could have predicted they're gonna, probably going to be a good team. Seattle, Super Bowl champs. LA Rams, NFC championship contenders. And then they lost to Houston, who has a really good defense. They really only lost to some good-ass teams. And if you were another team that wasn't, like, good as fuck, you probably were like, they beat Denver, too. I will say, though, looking at their schedule,
Cupcake.
the frosting's on the ground. I'll just say that. There's frosting on the ground. It may not be cupcake, but there's some cookies. Some gumdrops.
Okay. But I will say counter argument.
Mm-hmm.
Going into the year, we didn't expect that offense and Trevor Lawrence to be that good.
Hell no.
Right? Like, that offense looked phenomenal under Liam Cohen. Trevor Lawrence looked like an absolute MVP candidate at times. And that offense went under the radar. Brendan Strange was a great tight end. You had BTJ. They added Jacoby Myers. They had Travis Hunter for half a year. Now he may come back fully healthy. This O-line is decent. This defense is decent.
Mm-hmm.
And they got the best kicker in the NFL in Cam Little. Like, to be fair, it's a good team.
Yeah.
And they played
don't forget
above
about
expectations.
the legend of Malik Washington. Don't forget about my guy.
But, like, to be fair, yeah, okay, maybe the schedule was cupcake, but they won games they were supposed to win because they were that good.
Actually, okay, only after their bye week it got cupcake. Before their bye week, they faced Houston, Cincinnati, San Francisco, Kansas City, Seattle, Los Angeles. I mean, the first fucking week 2 to 7, murderer's row of teams. Like, you had to fucking go up against some juggernauts. And they beat Houston, San Fran, and Kansas City back to back to back. They cooked. And
it's
that
a sign
Kansas
of a
City
good
game was
team.
a really good game, too. I remember watching that game.
Right, that was a Monday night game. I remember that.
Yep. It was a really fun game. And then let's just look at some of the guys who they added. I mean, they got rid of Travis Etienne, or Achan, whatever the fuck his name is now. Bashal Tutin's going to be the starting running back. You know, his team looks pretty much the same. Nothing too valuable. I mean, when Travis Hunter's your best cornerback option, you might have some trouble, but he's really good at corner, but he also wants to play offense. I don't know what's going to happen. But also, you have Brian Thomas Jr., Jacoby Myers, and Parker Washington, excuse me. Parker Washington, it's my guy. You don't need Travis Hunter to really play wide receiver, really. So he probably will be mostly a corner. So him at corner is really good. So this offense under Leo Cohen is going to be really good still. So as long as the defense can hold their own, I don't mind it. They did lose Devin Lloyd at linebacker, but I don't think it's going to be that much of a fall off to where they're going to lose like 3 extra games because of it, you know?
Right.
Yeah. So if we have nothing else to add, we could go right into their schedule.
This D-line's also really good as well. I'm just noticing right now. Trayvon Walker, Ark Armstead, and Johns Hines Allen. That's a really good defensive line.
Oh, yeah. Josh Hines Allen especially is so good.
Yeah.
Like, he's taken such a leap into his pass rushing ability where he's now legitimately top 10, top 5 guy. Well, now that we looked at us, if we don't have anything else to add, let's go into their schedule. Nothing else? All right.
I think Jess is checked out on this team. She
Justin,
forgot they existed.
Justin, check
No.
out. All right, we're getting there.
I'm
Don't
excited.
worry.
I'm interested in what they're going to do this year.
You're not interested in the blind
I'm
hottie?
I'm finally happy to see that maybe Trevor Lawrence is not a flop. That maybe he just really needed a coach to click with, and he needed the right people around him. And he didn't get any fucking favors the first year that he came in. And it seemed like that organization was still trying to like make things happen. They weren't as prepared for him as they tried to be. And I think if he has a better year this year, then yeah, maybe all that hype that he came in with the draft is actually about to pay off.
Yeah.
Because that is phenomenal, 13-4. But with the coach everyone was making fun of in the offseason.
Duval.
But this could be a fluke. Okay. So I'm interested to see what
Could be a flash in the pan.
It could be, but I don't believe that though.
And what's funny, we were gonna go to Jacksonville for one of these
Yeah.
games.
Maybe we should rehash those plans.
You know what? Let's find a nice week. Week 14
We'll figure it out.
Against Pittsburgh? No. Yeah, they're home. Week 14 against Pittsburgh on a Monday night. In December?
That'll be like Aaron Rodgers' one of his last games. We can go.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. But let's get into
figure it
their
out.
schedule. Their schedule.
Let's see how good they're going to be before we get to week 14.
Jacksonville Jaguars schedule for 2026. We are opening up against the Cleveland Browns. That's 1-0. All right, moving on. Week 2 at Denver.
Early Denver, they'll lose.
Yo, give me the win, bro.
Give me the loss.
Give me the 2-0
Okay.
start. Because
Hey, give me the
last year they beat Denver.
Give me the
Last year
loss.
they beat Denver.
But where are they playing, in Denver or
In Denver.
Jacksonville?
Playing at
I
Denver.
think they'll lose. I
And
think they'll lose.
give me the loss.
All right, fair enough. All right, week 3 against New England. Give me the loss.
Where is it?
I'll say 2-1.
In
It's
Jacksonville.
in Jacksonville.
They
give me the
can
loss.
win then. I'll give them the win.
What?
If they're in Jacksonville, I give them the win.
New England's objectively better than Denver, but you give them
I
New
know.
England?
Well, they're playing in Denver, and I don't think they're going to beat Denver. But I think if New England's playing in Jacksonville, maybe Jacksonville wins.
Maybe,
I'm
or
with
they
Jess.
I think they
do.
do.
All right, fair enough.
I'm with Jess. I think they win.
You guys are.
Give me 2-1.
Yeah, I'll go 2-1. Week 4 at
Week
Cincinnati.
4.
Ooh, this is a tough one. Give me
That
Cincinnati.
sounds like a kind of a good.
This Bengals schedule is gonna be so much fun.
Give me
Holy
fucking
shit.
Cincinnati. Give me 2 and 2.
If they're in Cincinnati, they
Oh,
could
give me 3 and
probably
1
beat
actually.
them.
Actually, wait. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Give me
I don't
3 and
wanna
1.
say it.
Start the year.
So you're giving them to beat Cincinnati?
No, that's gonna be their loss.
Oh, that's going to be their loss.
I don't know.
I guess
wait,
they'll
no.
lose. They're in
Wait,
Cincinnati.
did I pick New England?
I personally think they could probably. I'm going to give them the win.
You picked Denver and New England to beat them.
Did I? No, I didn't.
No, I put Jacksonville to beat.
Yeah, no. I
New
think
England.
Jacksonville
We all
will
pick.
beat
Okay.
I
We
think
all picked
Jacksonville will start
Cleveland.
out 3-0. I didn't pick Denver to win.
So you're changing your pick with New England then?
No, I said
Ooh.
Jacksonville would win against New England.
Okay, so me and Jess said that they'll beat Cleveland, lose to Denver, and then beat New England.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Now I'm saying, actually, I don't know what I'm saying.
I don't think that I think Jacksonville will beat Denver early year, and New England early. But I think they'll lose to Cincy.
Well, it's still very early in the season for Cincinnati.
Yeah.
What is this, week 4?
It's week 4, early.
They get it together by this point.
Joe Beasley's gonna be
They
there.
get it together by this point, though.
All right.
Do
They start figuring stuff out.
I'll say 3
They
and
start
1
figuring
for me.
stuff out.
Week 5 against Philly.
Okay, I will give it to Cincinnati only because Joe Burrow is the better quarterback.
Fair.
It'll be a quarterback game.
Week 5
Fair.
versus Philadelphia.
Where?
It's in Jacksonville. When I say versus, it's in Jacksonville. When I say at,
Oh.
then
Wait,
it's
no,
at.
this is neutral site. It's in
Oh
wait,
shit, you're correct.
it's a 9:30 game.
9:30. Where they at? Is
Oh.
this Brazil or something?
It can win. It's in London. Jacksonville plays in London.
Oh yes, it is in London. Yes, it
So
is.
they'll win.
They are in London.
Look at that.
They'll win.
Jackson. Oh yeah, that's their home thing. The other one. You know
Oh my
what?
God, they're back-to-back weeks in London.
Oh, they're cooking. in
Week
London.
5 against Philly, then week 6 against Houston.
You know what? They're
can
starting.
win
They're
both.
starting 5-1. Trap.
They are starting 5-1.
I'm just saying. I
No,
can see it. I can see it.
4-2. 4-2.
Alright,
They're
this
losing
guy
to
has to
four-
fucking
they're-
bring down the energy, right, Jess?
No, they're no, because they're losing to Cincy. They're losing to Denver. They're 4-2.
All right, fair enough. All right. Week 7 they got to bye. Week 8 versus Indianapolis. I'll say they'll split. I'll give them
They'll split.
I'll give them the loss here.
Okay, 5-3.
5-3, huh? Oh yeah, you are 5-3. What am I? Who am I? I'm 5-2. Yeah. And then week 9 at Baltimore.
Loss.
They lose.
Yeah, they lose. Wait, what's that for me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-1, 5-2, 5-3. They're playing Tennessee. They're gonna smoke them. They're not even gonna be close. So what is that? 6 and
Yeah, they'll beat Tennessee.
6-3.
I'm
7-3. What? Am I high? What's going on? Yeah, I can't
Wait, hang on,
fucking-
hang on.
Hold on. 1-0.
We do this for what?
3-0.
One of you should
3-1.
be keeping count.
5-1. 5-2. 5-3. 6-3. Okay. Week 11 at New York.
Okay, wait, hang on. You're 6-3. Let me count hours real quick. Okay, 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 4-2, 4-3, 4-4, 5-4. Okay. Now New York.
All right.
New York beats them. They're 5-5. And for you, they're
7-3.
you're 1 win ahead of us.
You think New York beats Jacksonville?
I'm doing you a favor.
I don't know. I think Jacksonville's a good ass team. I think their offense hums. I'm gonna get.
It's your team. It's your call.
Yeah.
I'll ride with your team.
I'm gonna give Jacksonville this win there. Yeah,
Okay.
I think this New York Tennessee stretch. I think they go 3-0 because after losing to what do you call it, Baltimore and Indy. Yeah, I think they'll beat Tennessee, so they'll be 7-3. No, what? 6-3, 7-3, 8-3.
8-3.
And then week
So I'm
13
7-4.
against Chicago.
Chicago beats them. I know you disagree. Chicago beats them.
Oh, I
I
was
agree.
actually gonna say Chicago wins.
Yeah, we
Okay.
all agree Chicago wins.
Yeah, I was gonna say Chicago
7-5.
wins.
Guy Caleb.
8-4. Monday
Pittsburgh.
against Pittsburgh versus Pittsburgh.
They beat Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So at this point, they'll have a winning record. So we could go see them versus Pittsburgh. We could see that. There we go. Week 15 against Houston.
4. We gave them the win.
So I'll give them the loss here.
Give them the loss.
And then week 16 at Dallas.
They can win.
They'll beat Dallas.
I think they could beat Dallas too.
They'll
And
beat
then
Dallas.
Washington week 17. I think
They'll beat
win.
Washington.
And then week 18 versus the Colts, I'll give them the loss here. But I'll give them the loss because I think they will already clinch a playoff spot. And they'll be fine with the results.
And they'll be resting everyone.
Yeah, and they'll live with it.
Wait, but I've noticed a trend here. So are we just all like subconsciously agreeing that Dallas is just not going to win anything this year? Because every different team
No,
we
I think
went
they'll
that they
win
played
things
Dallas,
this
we were
year.
like, oh, they're gonna lose. They're gonna win. They're gonna win. They're gonna win.
We
have
picked
no
Dallas
faith in
to beat
Dallas.
some of these teams.
That defense is just so bad. I can't see them.
Yeah, it's interesting with Dallas.
I just
Yeah.
feel like you can't take them seriously. you know?
Right.
It's like, are
I
they
wa-
real contender? Like, what are they?
I want to say they're good, but I just don't believe that. Because I want to believe in Dak and that offense, but that defense was so bad and they did nothing to improve it.
Dak should try to get out.
Lewis,
Hold on.
he's calculating.
11-5. 11-6. I have them at 11-6. I could see 1 win more or 1 win less. But I have them 11-6. So
I'll say 11-6 too. I think that's fair.
yeah. So technically speaking,
So this division could have 3 playoff teams.
I'm not there, but you know, I like your ambition, darling. I love it. I think Texans obviously and Jaguars obviously, but then if we're adding in the Colts, if everything is fine, ambitious.
Listen, some team is winning double digits and not getting a playoff spot.
And why is it Tennessee Titans? No. But let's just run through it one more time. So now let's predict who we have 1 through 4 in the AFC South division. Daniel, would you like to start first?
All right. Last place, the Titans with 4 wins. Third is going to be the Colts. I'll say they get to 10. And then I think tied for first place, but winning due to tiebreaker. Second, Jacksonville. First, Houston. Both on 11 wins.
I can get by that. I'll say the same thing, but I think Texans will get one more win than Jaguars.
Jess, disagree with me because you always do.
And then
I
if you
think
disagree
it's
with him,
gonna
you disagree with
be-
me.
I just can't have my own opinion. Okay, whatever. I have to fucking side with one of the men. I'm not valid. My opinion's not fucking valid unless I fucking agree with one of you people, right? Thank you for putting me in my
No.
place. Thank
No,
you so much.
no,
My thing is, I honestly think
no.
I have to do
She's gonna
from
pick the
bottom
Titans.
up.
Bottom up, yeah.
Yeah, from fourth.
Well, Titans are gonna blow it. I don't trust the Titans. And then the Colts. Then I'm gonna say Texans and Jaguars.
She agreed with me, chat. She agreed with me.
I came to my own conclusion though. It wasn't because I needed to
You did.
agree with him.
You did. You did.
My
You
brain
did.
put it together.
There you go.
Okay?
That's why we're going to Jacksonville in December again. We're gonna plan
The
it.
reason why I say Jacksonville though is because I feel like Houston, we just don't know how CJ Strauss is gonna be. He's the biggest question mark. And I feel like Jacksonville, they're kind of I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt that they'll be just as they'll be a bet they'll improve from last year. Even if it's not a big improvement, I think they'll keep whatever it is that they got going on. They'll still be stable.
That's true. Yeah, I can see that for sure. Well, we're 2 hours and 51 minutes into the stream. It's 12:30.
Let's go 10 more minutes. Let's go 3
Oh,
hours.
God, fuck that.
Brandon Ayuk.
Oh my
Shut the
God.
fuck up.
Oh my God.
Okay, but what's going on with him? What happened?
CTE.
This is
he-
what that is.
He wants to get traded. He doesn't want to be in San Francisco anymore, and he's believing that he's going to get cut, and he's believing that he's going to be a commander.
Hold on.
And
Isn't there a new
Commanders
saga?
are gonna sign him after this thing he just did online talking about Jaden Daniels, some bullshit.
right now, this is the other story that he's basically like
Do,
telling Jane Daniels, "It's not your team, it's my team.
do you
Get ready
guys,
because
do
it's
you
gonna be my
guys want me
team."
to read exactly what he said?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So here's the quote from Brandon Ayuk from his Instagram, the bane of all wide receivers' existence, Instagram. Ayuk said, and I quote, "You on my team now. You follow my rules." This is from Brandon Ayuk. Boy, comma, I'm a grown ass man. Boy, you gonna have to stop running yo mama, and I might believe what you're talking about. But until then, no.
So wait a second. Weren't they boys like last season when Ayuk tried to get out of San Fran and he was posting all these pictures with Jaden Dan like practicing, right?
Mhm.
I'm not crazy about that.
You're not crazy.
Okay.
This is the soul of
yeah.
Antonio Brown and Brandon Ayuk's body.
You guys
This is what's
can
happening right now.
continue to explain whatever you want. My response to whatever he just said is going to be 2 words. So you guys go ahead.
What's the 2 words?
No. Go ahead. Explain.
He'll say it at
I'll
the
say
end.
it at the end.
I feel like, well, unless this is like an inside joke between you and Jaden Daniels, unless it's like, then okay. But it doesn't seem that way. And now that you said this, you're never going to the Commanders. The Commanders are not betting their life on their future on you. They made the right call investing in Jaden Daniels so far, and it's his team. Stop it. You're not a quarterback, and you're not fucking like Justin Jefferson. You're not Chase. You're stop. It's not your team. Second, and clearly something's wrong. This is not normal for a 20-something-year-old talented man who's got a chance in the NFL to be so all over the place within the last 2 years. This is not normal. All players deal with problems with their teams. All players have contract issues. All players think they deserve more. All coaches have issues, but there's no crash outs like this. This is a crash out. I don't know. I don't understand contracts, so I don't know why San Fran just won't fucking cut him loose. Maybe they would be penalized for it, I guess, because I don't
Then he wins.
understand what the fuck. But this is a headache. This is a
Okay, but
headache.
this
And
was what
how
we
is
said.
there-
This is what we said last week, right? If they cut Brandon Ayuk, they still have to pay him, and he gets what he wants. He gets to go out. If they get to keep Brandon Ayuk, then they don't have to pay him that full amount. And the worst thing he does take up a roster spot. That's the
Okay,
worst thing that
okay.
happens.
Okay. The worst thing, it'll take up Ross. That's the problem. If I'm Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch, and this is year 9 or 10, this is probably our last chance, like, together. Why are we wasting a spot? I think as an organization they need to come down, okay, we're gonna make this a money issue of probably, and we'll just keep him. Or are we like gonna really try and fucking have a better roster, cut him, and try to get someone, maybe just not maybe they can't be elite because of the money issue, but someone who's functional. You need a functioning player. Cut him. Get over it. Bite the bullet. You guys already wasted tons of money. You're used to doing it. Just get over it. I feel like you need to focus. He is a distraction. He does not need why does the coach have to fucking wake up in the morning and go to work and it's on top of running the team that's actually there, that's actually putting in the work and that are healthy to fucking think about this guy? Why does my team have to think about this? Like why can't we focus? Why can't I give this position to someone else? Someone who's hungry, someone who's okay up here, someone who's healthy, someone who can actually do something with this spot. Like, you shouldn't have given him the contract. Now it's a regret. Spilt milk. Clean it the fuck up. He needs help. Like, he needs a therapist. And maybe he should not play football. No one wants that on their team. No one wants to deal with that. This is to Jaden Daniels. What the fuck did he ever do to you? You think you're going to get a roster spot like that? Who was going to invite that type of chaos? Yeah, Antonio Brown. Is he fucking playing half as well as he did? You're
He's
not
not
even
playing at all.
like so it's like, come on. This is not a player that you need to fight to keep. What are you fighting to keep? The last time he was good was what, 2 years ago? You've been out of the playoffs since and then got knocked out of the playoffs. But you're injured. Why can't you just move on from this guy?
And he gets distanced himself from the team. Remember the George Kittle
Yeah,
quote?
let him go. Let him go. You owe it to your team, you owe it to your fan base to cut the dead weight. If you're really trying to go back to the playoffs, if you're really and you have a fucking death problem, all your players are injured. Now you're wasting a spot on someone who don't want to be there. How does that make sense? You need as many healthy, willing, well-able players as possible if you're the Niners. What is the logic in that? Someone has to make a decision here. I don't know why it's not the owner, why it's not the general manager, or even the coach. Someone has to stand, and I don't know, maybe someone already has, and they're getting ignored. But I feel like someone has to say out loud, yo, I don't want him on our fucking team. He's not helping us. This is a sign of a disorganized, dysfunctional organization. You need to have your I's dotted, your T's crossed. This guy is not doing that for you. You call yourself a world-class organization. This is not world-class. Like, it's time to set him aside, let him get help, let him rehabilitate his whatever, and you just take care of the team you have now and get back to your point. You guys are trying to be Super Bowl contenders, not just put like you got like, what is happening? Why is this an issue? I don't get it. Why it's still so long?
I'll say this, and then Lewis, I know you got to go. I think this is one of the most dysfunctional wide receiver dramas we've seen. It's the saga at this point. This is this is surpassed the level of Antonio Brown and the Raiders. Like, Antonio Brown wasn't doing all this on the Raiders when he wanted out. I understand the Niners' idea and unwillingness to cut him because he seeks he gets what he wants at that point.
God.
And I understand John Lynch's not ego, but like his mentality of
His ego.
I signed you as a Niner, you're a Niner. The fact that Kyle Shanahan still hasn't really said anything about it is also kind of weird.
Well, he
'Cause I
hasn't said
feel
anything
like
on public.
he should be the one in Lynch's loss being like, what can we get rid of him? I got to make a roster spot for a kid coming out of camp in 2 weeks.
Maybe
You know what I
they
mean?
will. Maybe
And
as
maybe
a-
they will. And maybe that's just they're gonna do it. Maybe that's why Brandon Ayuk is crashing out. Maybe that's why he's talking about you. Maybe he knows something that we don't. That maybe
Yeah.
he is a commander behind the scenes, and that's why he's saying all this. But if you're a commander, why are you saying all this? Now you look bad in front of your new team. Now you're not making a good first impression. If you're Brandon Ayuk,
if you're the Commanders and you sign this guy, you're a fucking moron.
which is fair. But then now becomes the point of Brandon Ayuk wants to be a commander. And if he's not going to be a commander, he'd rather be a Niner and get paid as a Niner.
Someone needs to step in and say, Brandon, you are not mentally well able to play, period. If you were in your right mind, you would be in someone's fucking camp right now showing that you're number one receiver. You wouldn't be making Instagram videos, cursing out your future quarterback. You wouldn't be trying to spite your fucking coach online. You'd be at the facility rehabbing. You'd be at the facility showing why you deserve all $26 million. You're not okay. It should not be entertained. This is kind of a bigger issue than just, him just wanting to be a Niner or command. No, this is not normal behavior. He's showing clear signs that something's missing up here. So someone has to be an adult and be like, bro, you can't play. You need help first. Let's see why you are acting like this. Because like I said, there are plenty of people in the NFL who have bigger gripes and they're not crashing out like this. More justified gripes. They're not crashing out like this. And I feel like with the CTE talk and the fucking NFL cares about mental health bullshit, well, bro, someone needs to step up and be like, okay, Brandon, what's going on? We care. What is this? You can't really play football until we know what you're actually thinking. Like this is just it looks bad on both the Niners, and if the Commanders are truly entertaining this, it just looks just as bad on them. And it's gonna look really ugly because this is just gonna escalate until he gets medication or help or sense. It's just gonna escalate, and he's gonna say crazier wilder things, and the Niners are gonna sit there looking like fucking dummies. Deer in headlights. What do we do? What do we do? Like,
And the last,
it's just not a good situation.
And the last thing I'll say, then Lucy can go. Even if this is all like one big acting job at Brandon Ayuk, it's not a good one. Like, if he's acting crazy to force the Niners' hand to get rid of him, why are you taking out Jane Daniels and the Commanders? Like, that just doesn't make any sense either. So this is genuinely him, like, just going crazy.
Lewis, go ahead.
Mental health. Thank you guys for
There you
watching
go.
the stream. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys on Tuesday for Casual Tuesdays. Thank you guys so much. Love you guys.